Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Couple minutes no score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on the British Basketball League. Whether you're watching here in the UK or from the USA, you are all welcome. For the whole of January, the league competition is taking a break as we focus on the trophy competition. And this round one clash between the Caledonia Gladiators and the Cheshire Phoenix could not be more anticipated. That's because this is a rerun of last year's trophy final. Who can forget that epic Caledonia buzzer beater that won them their first ever trophy? So hoping for more of the same is Josh Bett. He's alongside current London Lion Jordan Taylor. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, Jeanette. And there it is, Basel fans, the British Basketball League trophy. One team will lift it at the end of this month, but who will it be? Will it be the defending champions, or could it be the Cheshire Phoenix? Tonight's game here in the British Basketball League trophy. Well, good evening, Basel fans. I'm your commentator, Josh Bett, alongside London Lions Jordan Taylor. A rematch of last season's final. This is going to be a big one.
A really big one. And these two have been in lockstep for the last year and a half, met in the playoffs, the trophy, and now they've been 2-3 in the league all year long.
Well, we're going to take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams. We'll begin with the Caledonia Gladiators. While Gareth Murray's going with a starting lineup of Patrick Whelan, Farrelly Hodzic, Prince Onwas, Ian DeBose, and Lucas Paliza. There's your starting five for your Caledonia Gladiators. While the visitors, the Cheshire Phoenix, now go with a starting lineup of LaQuincy Rideau along with Maceo Jack, Skylar White, Ethan Chagwa, and of course, Aaron Wright. Well, JT, I guess now we need to look at some key players, and we'll start with this man, Clifton Moore Jr.
Clifton Moore Jr. has been averaging 15, 7 rebounds, and 2.5 assists over the last 5. He's up to 26 minutes a night, and he has a soft touch offensively and can switch defensively and protect the rim. He'd be the Rookie of the Year right now if there was one.
Well, there is Clifton Moore Jr. of the Caledonia Gladiators. Now let's look at Aaron Wright of the Cheshire Phoenix.
He's been an MVP candidate this season for the Phoenix. He's averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists over the last 5. He's a mismatch nightmare, and I know can't put a guard on him too small, can't put a big on him, he's too quick. He's fun to watch.
Well, what a game, a rematch of last season's final. And of course, Coach Gareth Murray will be ready for this one, Basel fans. We'll take a short break as we'll be back momentarily. Well, last season when these two teams met in a very epic final, you heard the phrase Sloan for the win. And it all starts tonight. Our three referees, Ian McDonald, Christopher Dodds, and Bartek Raszynski are three referees for tonight's game in the British Basketball League Trophy between the Cheshire Phoenix and our hosts, the Caledonia Gladiators. Well, of course, there is the trophy ball in the middle just before we take care of the jump ball. But, you know, JT, it's a special occasion, of course. January becoming the month of the British Basketball League Trophy, and there is your defending champion coach.
Very special month, very special matchup. Contrasting styles tonight. Coach Gareth Murray done a great job revamping the team this year. Brought in some really high-level guys. They like to slow the pace down, relatively speaking, for the British Basketball League. But don't be twisted. Don't get it twisted. They still like to get up and down. Look for Ian DeBose, Patrick Whelan to put constant pressure on the rim. And if they take care of the ball and don't allow the Phoenix to turn them over, then they should be in good shape.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching. Welcome. This is the British Basketball League Trophy, the opening game between these two teams for their first epic opener. Well, Whelan coming off one screen, finding Clifton Moore Jr. It's a team that likes to go down for the perimeter shots. Police are almost traveling with it. Moore under the basket, getting an early dunk.
There's our guy early, Clifton Moore Jr. Deep roll, great job by Paliza. He's added that to his game, attacking closeout. You know he's a shooter as you see LaQuincy Rideau getting downhill early and drawing an early foul on DeBose.
I mean, that's something that makes this team so dangerous and why they're as good as they are this season is that even when scored on, they get the ball in quickly and they will attack you as soon as possible.
They go second in the league in scoring at about 91 points per game, but they're an efficient team as well. They don't play fast. You know, there's a lot to be said about space and pace these days, but you can play fast as much as you want. You turn the ball over and you don't make shots, it's going to do no good, and they're second in turnovers in the good way as well.
Well, LaQuincy Rideau currently at the free throw line. Just having his struggles early on. Gladiators with this home crowd trying to push the tempo. You know, you've played in this arena, and it's quite a nice place to play in, apparently.
A beautiful play sport arena. Steve Timoney, Sean Skelly, they're doing a great job up there in Caledonia and Glasgow, putting together a beautiful facility, beautiful fan base. It was loud. It was brand new. It was really a pleasure as a player to play in.
Chagua attacking very aggressively and just laying that one off the backboard. Strong move by the big man.
Caledonia switching up defenses. Last game, they gave Cheshire trouble with a little bit of a matchup zone, back to man and showing out with Moore, and Cheshire executing early. LaQuincy Rideau is really good at finding guys, leads the league in assists at 7 a game.
Well, trying to become the repeat champions here in the British Basketball League Trophy, but a foul has been called on the ground. This one's against Maceo Jack. And, you know, interesting, you look at Patrick Whelan and where he's been the last 2 seasons, you know, having played off in the backcourt with great players such as Gino Crandall. Now, at sometimes when he's in the backcourt with DuBose, he has to become the primary ball handler. And, you know, it's a part of his game that he's had to develop this year.
You're absolutely right. He's become, watching him grow over the last year as a competitor, it's always fun for me to play against guys and see them get better. He's much better off the dribble, getting in the lane, finding guys off the ball screen. It's a turnover there, but that's something he just keeps getting better and better. Tough finish there by Maceo Jack.
Well, a smooth little Euro step. That's got a bit of Jordan Taylor in it, if you like. That's tough.
My hips aren't built like that anymore, but I think he stole that from his teammate Aaron Rye.
Well, again, yo, I think you've got an interesting story about Aaron Rye's Euro step.
Aaron Rye's Euro step. He actually stole it, or learned it, I should say, from his teammate Ignace. Help me out with the last name.
Brazakis,
who is currently in Olympiacos of the Euro League. They played together at Orangeville Prep. Spent a lot of time there, and then I think he's refined it by watching guys like Luka and FGA in the league. He walks through the lane so smooth like Luka does.
Well, Ethan Chagua currently going to go to the free throw line here for a 3-point play. And it's interesting because with the team that they have at Cheshire, he has the toughest job because you got to chase after offensive rebounds. You got to be moving, setting ball screens. And if he gets things going early tonight, he could probably put off Caledonia's defensive game plan.
Yeah, 100%. He's averaging 2.5 offensive rebounds per game. Offensive rebounds, that's incredible. About 6 rebounds on the season. But that's going to be a good matchup between him and Clifton Moore. They're actually similar in body types a little bit. You know, they look like they could be brothers almost, but he's been playing really well for the Phoenix.
Caledonia just trailing by 3 points. Time winding down here on the shot clock. Whelan bumping, going up, and foul has been called. But, oh no, he stepped out of bounds, I think. So good defense by the Phoenix.
Good defense there. That's definitely a part of the game plan for Coach Murray is attack Skylar White in the ball screen. Can shoot the heck out of the ball, but not necessarily the most fleet of foot. Good job by him there to stop the drive by Whelan.
Again, the Phoenix, he could have said they probably should have won that final last year, but hadn't been to advancing the ball from that timeout. Well, here comes Aaron Wright. Good defense by Prince Almost. Time winding down. White's got to force up a tough one. 3 is up, no good. Another offensive rebound here. Right down the middle. Fumbles when the ball is all over the place. Still neither team able to get a grasp of it, JT.
3 offensive rebounds right there.
Well, another shot clock winding down, but finally, Caledonia is able to come up with a loose ball. Still trailing by 3 points. Wheeling quick 3 in transition.
That's what Caledonia likes to do. They don't necessarily run a ton, but they do like to run to the 3-point line in transition. They don't necessarily run for layups. It's a little bit of the Golden State Warrior effect, but you have to find Patrick Whelan in transition.
Well, a missed time pass and another turnover for the Phoenix. Well, there is your owner, Steve Timoney, coming in, taking over this team as of last season. The changes he's made, you mentioned already, I haven't been to the new arena. The new arena is fantastic, as you said.
It is amazing, beautiful facility. They have a nice area for the fans. They have fans come and have the ability to watch the road games. And Steve Timoney is also a very gracious person. I've got to meet him a couple times, and he's just so friendly, so kind, and welcoming to the away team when we come up there.
Clifton Moore putting up a tough shot. The rebound secured by Chagua. Bit of a soft foul given away by Prince Almos. Those are the kind of fouls they're not the end of the world, but those aren't the ones you want to pick up early on.
Not a terrible foul actually there, just because Cheshire does get in the open court so much. Like you said, maybe not 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, you're already at 3 fouls for Caledonia. If you're Cheshire now and you're LaQuincy Rideau, Aaron Wright, I'm attacking the rim, trying to get to that bonus as early as possible.
3-point lead to the Phoenix. He kicks out to get he had the 3-pointer. Good closeout by Whelan. My pump fake steps through. Still unable, but a foul is going to be called on the ground. Cheshire at the moment relentless, chasing after every offensive rebound as Cam Holden just doing enough that it caused them problems.
That's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on this entire game. Cheshire is number 2 in the league in offensive rebounds. Caledonia is number 2 in the league in defensive rebounds. So that's going to be a battle. Caledonia is a bigger team, but Cheshire is fast, and they attack the glass.
Holden finding Chagua. Chagua going for a tough fadeaway. Can't get it. Still trying to battle for second chances, but it goes out of bounds, and the Gladiators will get it back.
Cam Holden making an impact early. Big 6'5" guard. Kind of the backup point guard at times, but right now you have to box him out. You have to put a body on him. And right now, Caledonia is not doing that.
It's a point you made there. They're not exactly as big as the Gladiators, but they're just as ferocious, aggressive, but they're also just as hungry as well, for that matter.
100%, 100%. They play with a lot of fiery passion. We got to play them a couple weeks ago. It was fun. It was fun competing with them because they do talk a lot. They do get into the game, and they have a lot of talent.
Well, decision has been overturned, so it will be possession back to, oh no. Timeout's going to be called by Gareth Murray. Did a technical foul get called, actually? A slight bit of confusion at the moment. Well, I think what's happened is Gareth Murray's saying he didn't call for a timeout, but I think the referee has signaled for one. It's a bit of miscommunication, so no timeouts can be called. Great job by our officials to clear that one up.
Yeah, good job by the officials. Got to get it right, even if it takes a little bit of time. We're here for some entertainment. Take your time, do the right thing.
Well, it's going to be continuous to play now. 6:02 to go. Now, coming into this game, of course, what do you think would be the offensive factors for both these two teams? I mean, we know the great players they've got. We talked about Clifton Moore Jr. We did talk about Aaron Wright. But ultimately, what about the game plans? How do these two teams differ in their attacks? For
Cheshire, they spread a lot of pick and pop, as you see right there. Ethan Chagua picking and popping. You got a point forward in Aaron Ray. Tough finish there by LaQuincy Rideau. That's what he does well. But for them, it's share the ball. They like to shoot a lot of threes, second in the league in threes. Get out in transition, share the ball, make the extra pass. They're on a 3-game losing streak right now, and part of that, I think, is because they've taken some tough shots and they've turned the ball over. For a guy like Aaron Ray, he's 6 turnovers in each of the last 2 games. Tough finish there by Clifton Moore. Take care of the ball, get good shots every time down. And then for Caledonia, It's a lot of that. Ian DeBose, Patrick Whelan attack the rim. When you're not, mix it up, throw it inside to Clifton Moore, Pharaoh Alihajic, and you have a lot of mixing match into your game plan offensively.
Well, nice play, as you mentioned, by Clifton Moore Jr., canceling out the 8-0 run by the Cheshire Phoenix. Still a 3-point lead to last season's runners-up in the British Basketball League Trophy. Holden finding a bit of space. White pump fakes. Hasn't made a three yet. And again, continues to struggle. But hey, you can see one more time, Cam Holden. I mean, he's becoming a nightmare, JT.
Cam Holden is putting his blueprint on this game early. And again, that's a good possession for Cheshire. But if you're Skylar White, you get your guy off the ground. Take the dribble, get in the paint, make the extra passes. You see right there, easy dunk for Cam Holden. That's what Cheshire has to do. They're too fast for Caledonia. I think that's why Coach Murray went to his zone last time. I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to it at some point tonight.
That might be a classic case of sharing is caring. Good ball movement from the Cheshire Phoenix. 5-point lead. And down the middle goes in. Smooth little finger off the backboard. Tough move by the GB International.
Patrick Whelan, there he is, getting in the paint, as you mentioned. That's a much improved aspect of his game.
Holden trying to bump now. No one to kick out to. Quincy Radowa. Chagwa just fumbles it. That would have been a wide opening for him to throw it down. That's got to be a 3-second violation, surely. Oh no, kickball violation.
Again, that's the one. Great pass by LaQuincy Radeau. Chagwa didn't catch it clean. You have to have the presence of mind to know to kick that out.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. And at the moment, Cheshire Phoenix still in the lead at the moment. Well, Gareth Murray probably quite a bit to speak with his players, but, you know, he just needs to find a bit of rhythm in their offense. Caledonia at the moment, as we mentioned, trailing by 3 points. These two teams have been scrapping, trying to get as many good looks from the field as possible. Here's the post up. Clifton Moore Jr. elevating, going up, getting the ab one. Well, I guess when he goes that high, there's no stopping the big man.
Making a concerted effort to throw it down to the big fella, showing his continued improvement. That's a mismatch every time. Skylar White just does not have the athleticism to stay with Clifton Moore. He's got that sweet touch over his left shoulder.
Oh, he's taken his time to fill himself in this league, of course. I mean, it's a very different league from other parts in Europe that you might play, especially here in the British Basketball League. But you kind of see it now. He's finding that groove. He's finding that momentum. Yeah,
and I got to talk to him a little bit earlier today, and he even admitted that he had a tough time adjusting to the Euro rules. He mentioned that one of his first games, they tipped the ball off the rim and how frustrated he was by that. But, you know, he mentioned that Coach Murray is starting to show a little more trust in him. He's starting to feel more confident, comfortable, and you see it with his performance.
Well, we're all tied up at 11 apiece. A three-point play from Clifton Moore Jr. It's now Cam Moore. Holden kicking this one out. Holden trying to post up. Trying to use that strength again. Too easy here for Cam Holden. That's a bit of bully basketball, JT.
Bully bat. He's a big guard. Cam Holden coming in hot in this game, playing really well, off to a great start.
Well, Whelan playing point guard at the moment here in the backcourt. They throw it right away. Poor pass. Rideau needs numbers. He's going to go himself. Again, he could have gone himself, but they keep this one alive. Well, has a bit of time and space. Fires a three up, and that's just way too short. But now Caledonia, again, just need to find that organization. More goes in. Again, just finishing off the backboard. I'd be looking like the Caledonia Iceman.
Clifton Moore Jr., that's tough, sprinting the lane. And if you sprint the lane like that, Patrick Whelan showing his point guard skills, you got to feed the big fella in a tough left-handed finish.
Well, there's Aaron Wright going baseline reverse layup. Where was the help side defense at the moment? Cheshire just getting inside the Caledonia key. JT, that is tough.
That's tough, and that's exactly what we talked about. Aaron Wright, you can't guard him with the small, you can't guard him with the big, but Frazier Malcolm, all due respect, he just doesn't have the size, so you can't switch that easily.
It's still a 2-point lead. Trying to go in attack, can't get it. Tip in, still no good. Phoenix come up with the rebounds. Looking to extend this to a 2-possession lead. Quincy Rideau pulls up for a quick three-pointer. Nobody going in for an offensive rebound on that one.
It's tough to go into an offensive rebound with a shot like that, though. It's a quick shot. Nobody's really expecting LaQuincy Rideau not shooting the ball that well from three, only 27%. That's a tough shot selection there.
Well, Blitzer missing the three-pointer. Again, Cheshire leading by 2. Slight mismatch in the post. You can see Chagwa defended by Fraser Malcolm. Splits the defense too strong, but a good help side. Well, Cheshire getting offensive rebounds, but they're not getting the second chance points at the moment, JT.
Not getting the second chance points, but one thing about offensive rebounds, it allows you to get more shot attempts, and Cheshire is second in the league in shot attempts. So eventually, when you keep getting those bunnies, they're going to go in. I expect you see the reinforcements here, the size coming in with Ali Hozic and the veteran Kyle Johnson.
Kyle Johnson, having formerly played with Great Britain's national team. As Maceo Jack goes in, gets his own putback. Again, you've got to take care of the rebounds.
Ought to take care of the rebounds. They're up to at least 6 or 7 offensive rebounds already.
Well, it is a 4-point lead to the Caledonia Gladiators. And finding Farrelly Hodzic. This is good passing. They had a few three-pointers, didn't go for it, but a strong penetration by the big fella.
That is
patience.
Textbook offense there. Patrick Whelan at the point guard. Everybody got a touch, swinging around the horn. And you end up with a guy who's a shooter in Fraser Malcolm with a wide open layup once you get the ball moving side to side.
Well, we've seen that from both teams now. We've seen a penetration, a kick out, a ball reversal. I mean, it's a beautiful thing about the British basketball. You get the fast-paced run-and-gun action, but you also get the half-court sets. And, you know, this is a good sign for the league, how well it's progressing.
1,000%. I think you see that progression over the last years. Cardinal sin there by the veteran Kyle Johnson. Can't foul a jump shooter. But you're 100% right. You see the progression even from in a short time last year to this year. You see teams like Caledonia. They have more of the traditional European build with the stretch 4, with an athletic big. And you see the Caledonians, who's more of a British basketball league team, but they have the capability to swing the ball, move it around the horn. And you see it. They're second in assists in the league.
Well, Cam Holden currently the free throw line here for the Phoenix. Well, he's been tough so far tonight for the Cheshire Phoenix. Originally from Allen, Texas. Well, started at Boise State, then went to Grambling State University. Currently here in the British Basketball League. It's his first season of playing pro basketball. Oh, where was your first professional contract?
My first professional contract was in Rome. Well, technically in the NBA and training camp, but I don't really count that. So Rome, Italy. I chose, yeah, Virtus Roma, which is now, I don't even think in the first division anymore, but was coming off of a EuroLeague season when I signed there. Tough and one from the vet Kyle Johnson. Nice job beating the press by Caledonia.
Well, Kyle Johnson, as we mentioned, originally from Toronto, Ontario. Nice little transition, but just coming over a little too slow to react. Went to Long Island University and actually started his pro career for a team called Illisiakos in Greece.
Representing Scarborough out of Ontario as well. Let's keep an eye out for this now. Ian DeBose looked like he went down with an injury. I didn't see him over there on the bench. So it looks like Coach Thomas decided to put a little pressure on him with no true point guard out there, just the one in Patrick Whelan. And, of course, Malcolm Malcolm Bothwell, excuse me, who is a true point guard, just newly signed.
Well, I got to tell you, JT, the first time I saw Kyle Johnson play was in December 2017 when he was playing for the London Lightning in the former, not the CBL, but the Canadian National League. That was against the River Lions. But, you know, we're talking about a very experienced veteran now, having played for Newcastle last year. The thing I like about Kyle Johnson is his mid-range jump shot.
His mid-range. People say it's a lost art. We've been saying, I feel like we've been saying that for about 15, 20 years now. It's not for him, though. He gets in the mid-range. Very sound player. He's one of those guys. A little bit old school. When he gets to his spots, there's not much you can do about it except hope he makes it or misses because the way he elevates on his jump shot.
Well, we're locked in at 18 apiece as Jimenez coming into the game for the first time tonight. Cheshire will inbound this one. You can see the post-up move again. It just slowly rattles its way in, but who else? Oh, he's been tough. We just keep saying this. He's holding them in the lead.
Cam Holden came to play using his side. Great adjustment by Coach Thomas from the last game. Sees the mismatch and just keeps attacking it. Why not?
Well, both teams 8 field goals went inside the paints. 13 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Foul has been called, so 2 free throws coming up here for Caledonia's Bothwell at the moment.
Tough call there. Bothwell seemed like he was maybe in a tough spot, had to finish over often. Cam Holden doesn't seem to like the call, but great job by Bothwell to attack the rim, get downhill. Great addition for them. He's been really solid as a point guard, as a backup ball handler to Ian DeBose.
Well, Mike Bothwell, as we mentioned, originally from Cleveland Heights, Ohio, went to Furman University. You know, like you as well, also played the NBA Summer League, started with the Cleveland Cavaliers in their Summer League, only played 5 games, but actually started his career internationally playing in Israel for Hapoel Nofa Galil Elyon in the top league known as the Winter League. Now joining the Caledonia Gladiators. That's a league you've also played in.
I have played in that league for Hapoel Holon. Very good experience there. A league full of tough guards, honestly. That's one of those leagues, probably some of the better guards when I was playing in Europe. Night in, night out, you had a tough matchup.
Well, Maceo Jack going for a wide open 3-pointer, can't get it. Chris, an offensive board. You said it, JT. Number 2 in the British Basketball League in offensive rebounding, and a dagger of an offensive second point at the end of the first quarter. Well, Basel fans, we are going to take a short break, and we'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. Here's the final play. David Olf getting the kick out. Maceo Jack's three-pointer with the offensive rebound by Kristen. Now, how many offensive boards do they have in the first quarter already, JT?
8 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. That is going to be disastrous for Caledonia. But if you're Cheshire and you're Ben Thomas, you're really pleased because it seems like they found their moxie that they've had before this 3-game losing streak. The ball is moving. That's a great pass by David Olf, and then a great job by Cam Christian crashing the glass. It's tough to defensive rebound when you're constantly in scramble mode.
Maceo going out, kicking this one to Holden. Thought about taking the three-pointer. Palm face goes up, into contact. Sounds like a the and one. But he will be going back to the free throw line for the Cheshire Phoenix.
Cam Holden averages 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists on the year. He's already at 7 points and 3 rebounds and going to the line for 8 and 9. He came to play today.
Well, it's just been that relentless nature of, not being feared to take anybody inside the post. He does miss his first free throw, but this is what you need on the road. You're going up to Scotland. You got to play aggressive. You got to put a bit of fear into the opponent. And that's what he's done tonight.
He has taken the aggression to them, and this type of matchup, second versus third, trophy game on the line. Sometimes it's not about X's and O's or strategy. Sometimes it's just about who's going to hit each other harder.
Well, a lane violation has been called against the Gladiators. So another free throw coming up here for Cam Holden. Well, makes the 3rd attempt.
3rd time's a charm.
Giving him now a 3-point lead yet again. Well, Bothwell, Cal Johnson, Cal Jimenez, Fraser Malcolm, and Farrelly Hodzic all on the floor at the moment for the Gladiators.
Let's keep an eye on how Coach Murray adjusts without Ian DeBose in the lineup. Seems to be heavy in the post so far throughout this game.
Well, goes out of bounds. It's going to remain Caledonia ball. And, Farrelly Hodzic struggling against David Olf. Now, interesting about David Olf, he started his pro career in the British Basketball League for the former Liverpool Mersey Tigers, as they were known. And after they left the British Basketball League, they went down to the lowest tier of basketball in this country, NBL Division 4. And they worked all their way back up before he then went and played for the Manchester Giants. I mean, he's played every single level, if you think about it, in this country.
Yeah, that's perseverance right there. You can only respect a player like that. He clearly loves the game, loves to be around it, loves to put the work in. Great finish there by Jimenez. Seeing contributions from some unlikely characters so far from both sides.
Well, defending champions right now, the road to repeat begins tonight here in the British Basketball League Trophy. Well, Chris and David Olf, along with Holden, Maceo Jack all on the floor, as well as Aaron Wright. Goes in, smooth little footwork again. Christen, well, we thought he was going in for second chances, but again, another Euro.
Cam Christian can play. He's shooting 49% on the season, averaging 10 a game. He's fearless attacking the rim.
Well, the offensive rebound to no avail for Farrelly Hodzic. Possession goes back to the Cheshire Phoenix.
One thing you mentioned, David Olf. One thing about him is he provides that change of pace for Cheshire. He's not popping like Skylar White or like Ethan Chargois. He's going to roll straight to the rim. So as a guard, you love that because that's an automatic paint touch. It forces the defense to collapse. It causes a reaction, and it opens up driving lane, kickouts and driving lanes.
Well, holding a bit out of control. Now Caledonia have numbers. Bothwell looks like he's going to go himself. Another Euro step. Cutting it down a 1-point ball game. Nice transition by the Caledonia Gladiators.
Euro step is popular tonight.
We're going to have to rename it. We had it, what was it, the Bristolian Euro step a 2 months ago.
Yep.
We're going to think about something nice tonight, I think.
You go ahead. You have to get back in your bag.
Time winding down here on the shot clock. Maceo Jack fires up a 3. Can't get it, but the 9th offensive board. That's going to be 2 free throws coming up for that man, Cam Holden.
Cam Holden's going to have to ask for a raise after this half, man. He is out here doing his thing.
Well, he might get it as well, as you mentioned. I mean, this is, well, here's the Euro step from Bothwell. Maceo Jack jumping up in the air, but as we've said here tonight with Cam Holden, you saw in the previous offense, probably had the ball in his hands a little too long, but as I mentioned, those are MVP ways he's playing, like going in relentlessly for those second chances.
100%. And at 6'5", when you're not handling the ball, that's what Aaron Rod does for you. He allows you to handle the ball, take a bigger guard off the ball. But with Caledonia's aggressively showing on the screen, they're getting stretched out, the ball's moving, rightfully so, and when the shot goes up, there's a guy out of position potentially, and Cam Holden's taking advantage of it by just crashing the glass. There's a lot of space down there.
Gareth Murray nervously watching on now as LaQuincy Rideau checks into the game. You just saw head coach Ben Thomas, and to his right, general manager of the Cheshire Phoenix, James Bryce. Now, go back to the year 2002 when the Cheshire Phoenix were known as the Chester Jets. They won the quadruple, becoming the third team, well, that time second team in British Basketball League history to do so. They were fans in the crowd as Aaron Farrelly Hudzic going to work inside the paint. That's what they need from the big man, JT.
Yep, and they are making an obvious effort. Coach Murray came into this game and said, hey, we're bigger, we're stronger, we're going to throw it inside, we're going to try and beat these guys up. David Ulf is the biggest guy they have to offer down there, and Farrelly Hudzic just disposes of him easily.
Still locked in at 26 apiece. Caledonia trying to put on a bit of pressure here in the half court. Got it by Fraser Malcolm. He pulls up on the baseline. Smooth little play after penetration.
Tough shot by Maceo Jack, but if you're Caledonia there, Ali Hudzic went for a steal early, gave up the switch, a little over-aggressive. Sometimes you got to be smart with the way you're attacking defensively.
Well, Bothwell just loses his balance. It goes out of bounds. That will go back to the Phoenix. They have a 2-point lead with 7 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Keep going back to that matchup of Aaron Ryan, Fraser Malcolm, and that's advantage Cheshire every single time. A little bit surprising. We haven't seen a ton of, I'd like to see maybe Coach Murray go to Trent Buttrick. Princeton Onwas is there. He's back in the game. That's probably the perfect matchup for a guy like Aaron Ray.
Blocking foul's going to be called against Ali Hudzic. That's going to be the third team foul against the Caledonia Gladiators here in the second quarter.
Once again, 3 fouls, 3 minutes into the quarter. Makes it difficult to guard. It changes the way you have to guard. As a point guard, you hate when you're in the bonus early because it's best if you have 2 with about 3 minutes. You can get aggressive, go for steals. But now, 3 minutes in, you're guarding guys like Maceo Jack, like LaQuincy Rideau with a little bit of apprehension because you don't want to pick up that 4th foul, 5th foul.
Well, good help side defense. It's going to be a jump ball. It's Prince Onwas avoiding the foul. I mean, that's a very tough play because defensively, you have to get everything on point because it's so the margin for error of getting called for the foul can be so close.
100%. And when you're going to show like that, you have to, like you said, have to be in position and you have to be running. You have to be scrambling. Everybody has to be on a string. It's almost like being on offense when you play defense like that. You got to be on the same page. And there they were probably for one of the few times all game, I'd say.
Caledonia trailing by 2 points. It's been very close between these two teams. The rematch of last season's final at the British Basketball League Trophy. As almost goes in, can't get it. Jack gets a rebound, trying to push this one. Phoenix trying to extend now to a 2-possession lead as Maceo Jack unable to fire. I mean, I like that shot, but again, as you mentioned, it's so quick, no one's able to go in for an offensive board.
And also, no one's able to go in for an offensive board. And what happens when you miss it, it kind of deflates the team. It's kind of like, we didn't even get down the court. Nobody got to touch the ball. The ball has energy. When you have a talented guy like Maceo Jack, you got to let him play. But at the same time, it's got to be his responsibility to share the ball and make sure that thing gets moving.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because it's the player's bread and butter. But as you say, you make it, great. You miss it, the team morale goes down. You got to share the ball.
Yep, you can't ground a thoroughbred, but at the same time, that thoroughbred is someone who has to have the responsibility. With the Lions, we have something similar in 2 guys. We have Sam Decker, we have Matt Morgan, and they've done a great job at, knowing when to go and knowing when to share.
Oh, beautiful transition. Right went down the middle, got it right back to LaQuincy Rideau. And a 4-point lead to the Phoenix.
That's what they do. Caledonia can't turn the ball over. That's what you can't do. Let them get out in transition. Cheshire first in the league in steals at 8 a game.
Interesting. 6 turnovers already for the Phoenix. Whelan finding Clifton Moore Jr. Bothwell tries a 3. Just can't get it. Nothing dropping for the perimeter for the Gladiators.
What happens now, without Ian DeBalls in the game, you put Patrick Whelan on the ball. That takes your best shooter. They like to run a lot of pin down staggers. That takes your best shooter off of those staggers and takes him out of those shooting positions.
Well, Clifton Moore Jr. missing the mismatch. Interestingly, JT, we know what good 3-point shooting teams these two are, but could this be the first one tonight? There you have it. Just as I was about to say, neither team had hit a 3-pointer, and finally, the Phoenix get the first one halfway through the second quarter.
And from Cam Christian, he's going right now. He's at 7 points. That's a good shot for him. Corner 3. in rhythm. That's what you got to get right now. Cheshire hasn't had a ton of threes in rhythm, in part because Caledonia's showing on screens and scrambling, taking them out of that.
Well, Bothwell trying to isolate, can't get anything. Phoenix with a 7-0 run. Another deep three is up, and it's good. Well, when they couldn't buy a bucket from three-point land, all of a sudden, Cheshire starting to shoot the lights out. Basel fans, we'll take a break, and we'll be back momentarily. Well, welcome back, Basel fans, and Brick City just quickly evolved into Trable Town as back-to-back three-pointers coming from the Phoenix. The first 2 3-pointers we've had in this game, and as I said, JT, it took us till halfway through the second quarter for either of these two teams to get something going.
Only the first 2 threes, but you know what? If you're Cheshire, forget all the threes. You were 0 for 7 before, you're 2 for 9. What you love to see if you're Coach Ben Thomas is sharing the ball. They're moving the ball. They're playing unselfishly. Your two top 5 scorers in Maceo Jack and Aaron Ray have 2 points in Aaron Ray and 6 in Maceo Jack, your leading scorer at 9. That's another 3 from Kyle Johnson. When it rains, it pours. But both teams sharing the ball, especially Cheshire. You love to see it.
Well, that's contagious. You hit 1 3, we're coming down the other end, and you might as well get some popcorn out, JT. It might turn into a cookout between these two.
Yeah, that's what we signed up for.
Well, again, another unable to get the offensive rebound, but you know, Kristen's knocked it out of bounds, of course, but we're seeing the same thing over and over again. Caledonia just need to toughen up a little bit.
They have to, and honestly, it's a little surprising because that's what they're known for. It's, again, second in the league in rebounding, getting out rebounded 20-12 right now. 9 offensive rebounds in the second half. Cheshire has 31 shot attempts to just 24 for Caledonia, and they should be thankful that they're only down 7 right now.
But I'm just wondering if Peter Bošić would be coaching your team, be giving up these many offensive rebounds. I might not want to report for practice the next day.
Listen, Coach is one of the most gracious, kind people I've ever met, and you know, there's times when he definitely drills us. I think we gave up maybe 11 offensive rebounds in the first half last night. He was not pleased, and he does a great job at coaching and keeping us motivated. I'll just say that.
Would you guys have Sweet 16 suicides for
something
like that?
Times have changed. Times have changed. I'm thankful that they have too. So.
Well, Whelan pump fakes, goes down the middle. Prince almost fires a 3-pointer, can't get it. Bit of hesitation there in Patrick Whelan. You would expect him to isolate, but at the moment now, Phoenix still leading by 7. And that's gonna be a traveling violation called against Maceo Jack.
Again, you mentioned the hesitation by Patrick Whelan. To me, some of that is caused by not having Ian DuBose on the floor. I think, you know, it feels like he has to be a little bit of a playmaker. You know, hopefully Michael Bothwell can relieve some of that press from him as you see him being the primary ball handler right here and them getting into some of their staggers and pin downs.
It's interesting. You see a combined total of only 9 turnovers between these two teams. I mean, both teams relatively taking care of the ball. As Whelan through in the corner, that will boost his confidence.
There it
That's
is.
what we came to see. Patrick Whelan's got to get it going from downtown.
There it is, and great job by Bothwell directing traffic. Great screen by Anwas, and you get your best shooter a corner three. Hopefully that gets him going.
Well, Skylar White did everything right there, but put the ball in the bucket. It's a two-possession game. It's Kyle Johnson just too predictable on the pass. Phoenix turn it right back over. KJ going all the way. Now it's a two-point ball game. Again, both teams just going back and forth at the moment. Caledonia coming back. Well, Basel fans, time for a little bit of a history lesson as we're going to show you about the British Basketball League trophy.
We want the last shot. We want the last shot. Myers for three. Wins his first trophy.
A wonderful victory for the Thames Valley Tigers and their supporters.
Oh my goodness, Sheffield have won in the most dramatic circumstances.
Make sure that every camera sees him before he takes that trophy away.
The trophy champions. The trophy champs. Sloan in the corner for the win. Oh! Can you believe it? Trophy champions.
Well, there you saw a little bit of history, and Steve Timoney hoping that he'll be taking his team back to repeat the season's British Basketball League trophy. I'm pretty sure I might have just seen my father there in the back of one of those trophy glimpses, JT, but interesting story. It was 1994 or 95. They won the trophy. One former British Basketball League legend, Tony Hawley, put a little bit of shandy in there, or beer, it could have been. Asked me if I'd like to take a little drink of it at 5 years old, and my mother wasn't too happy.
She got to let you have some fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are once-in-a-lifetime winning championships or special, any type of hardware. She got to let you live a little bit.
Well, the trophy is just such a special occasion. I remember, of course, when my father was an assistant with the London Towers, and they won the trophy in the year 2000. That was in the Birmingham NIA Arena. And that was against the Manchester Giants. And, you know, Nick Nurse was coaching Manchester Giants back then. A lot of history, as you saw, with this league and, of course, with the trophy. It's such a special occasion.
Very special occasion. You mentioned Nick Nurse. I know Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves, also at one time in the British Basketball League. So it makes you wonder who's here now that you're going to see, you know, in the NBA, or how big the British Basketball League will get, you know, 15 years from now.
Well, three-pointer goes missing. Caledonia with a chance to tie the game up. There's the alley-oop. Clifton Moore, are you kidding me? Elevation time. Well, you knew it was coming.
Showing his versatility right there, and shout out to Michael Bothwell, getting it out in transition, doing what point guards do, seeing the floor, rewards your big man, and he's earning himself some minutes right now.
Well, goes out of bounds. That will go back to Phoenix. And again, that was just such a special transition play. Bothwell, almost like a fortune teller, taking it down. You could see a vision was coming, and that vision was Clifton Moore Jr. connecting with the lob.
He noticed that Skylar White was down there. He knows Skylar White has no chance at jumping with Clifton Moore Jr. And honestly, as a guard, when you get to throw those up, it honestly makes you feel just as good. I get the pleasure of throwing the ball in the air to the one Josh Sharma time and time again. As another offensive rebound there. Skylar White cleans it up. But that is an electric feeling, putting it in the air. When you can't jump high, if you can watch somebody and take part in it like that, it's just as good.
That's a very interesting point you made there, because I remember one great Penny Hardaway saying in one interview, I love catching lobs, but I love throwing it up for my teammates, and that was, he was referring to one Shaquille O'Neal back in the early days at the Orlando Magic.
Yes, it's honestly a thing of beauty.
Well, again, look at this, JT. That is just throws it up, and big fella, go fetch it. Happy New Year.
Beautiful lob by Bothwell, as we mentioned. Tried to get it going again. Cheshire was ready for it. Well, kind of ready for it this time as they foul Clifton Moore Jr.
Again, his elevation. JT, it's frightening. And you play against him as well. I mean, you guys have Josh Sharma. We know how aerial Josh Sharma can be, but you know, Clifton Moore Jr., once he's airbound, you're not bringing him down, and you're not stopping him. If you are, you're sending him to the free throw line.
Yeah, you can. The only thing you can do is exactly what they just did to Clifton Moore there. Hit him on the ground and try and, you know, give early rotation, make sure he can't take flight. But he's a really good player, man. He's getting better and better and better. And you know, last time I was in here, I got to talk to Coach Paternostro, and he's exciting for the British Basketball League. There's maybe a unsportsmanlike foul here.
Well, the problem here, it's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Clifton Moore Jr. And this is the dangers you mentioned. Look, you mentioned it. They knew the alley was coming, but you can't really contest someone when they're up in the air because an unsportsmanlike foul, I mean, you're going to get 2 shots to get the ball back. It's just reckless play on the defense.
Yeah, I thought he got him when he was still on the ground. As there he takes off. Yeah, he's still on the ground there, so a foul for sure.
Yeah,
but
I'm looking at that's a bit harsh, yeah.
I don't know if that's unsportsmanlike, a tough call there. Interesting about Clifton Moore, he says he models his game after Anthony Davis. As you can tell, he has a soft touch, he's got good feet, the turnover there, but he said he was a wing when he was young coming off of staggers, and you could just see it in the way he moves. You see 2 kind of unicorns in the league there going at it. The foul on Morgan, moved by Chargois. But as he continues to grow and develop his game, he's got a nice touch from 3. I think the sky's the limit for him.
Well, 2 free throws coming up for Ethan Chargois. Cheshire leading by 1 point. They went on a 7-0 run. Caledonia just came back after that. 1:21 to go here in the second quarter.
This is a game that favors Caledonia right now. Cheshire, as we mentioned, second in the league at 91 points a game. Caledonia at 85, 5th in the league, but you know, the low scoring, bit of a slower paced game is definitely advantage Caledonia.
Well, that's just about Ethan Chargois, originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Went to Southern Methodist University. His professional career has seen him play in France and also play in Venezuela, which is very interestingly because, you know, Venezuela, a beautiful country that has had its struggles, but has produced teams that have qualified for FIBA Basketball World Cups, but also some great players. Remember, that country won the FIBA America back in 2015.
Definitely some good players all over South America. I think one Manu Ginobili would, I know Argentina, but you know, there is a lot of talent in South America that sometimes gets lumped into Europe. Definitely, and you know, Venezuela has a lot of beauty in many different ways.
Well, foul has been called. So it's going to be free throws coming up for the Phoenix because now Caledonia have put them in the penalty. But the free throw shooting tonight, JT, well, it hasn't been too good here from the Phoenix. 5 for 6 from the Caledonia Gladiators, but at the moment, only 4 for 10 for the Cheshire Phoenix.
Cheshire's 8th in the league. They only shoot 69% as a team. The top 3 players, Maceo Jack shooting 96%, but LaQuincy Rideau at the line only shooting 50% on the year. But I want to shout out Aaron Ray on that play. Good evolution. He's averaging 6 turnovers in his last 2 games. I think Coach Thomas has probably been on that at 0 turnovers right now. It's just a subtle play. He realized the defense was set for him. They were building a wall. Wow. Quincy Rideau airballs the free throw. Don't see that all the time. But Caledonia was building the wall for Aaron Ray, similar to how teams do against Giannis. He made the smart play at swinging it quickly to Rideau when the defense was shifted towards him, which allowed Rideau to get in the paint and get fouled.
Well, 4 for 13 from the charity stripe. And JT, that air ball might be symbolic of how it's gone for the free throw line tonight for the Phoenix.
I don't like to talk about stuff like that because if it ever happens to me, I'm going to be tight. Tough shot there by Poliza.
Well, Poliza going in and just giving them a little bit of a heat check. Chargois going baseline, can't get it. Caledonia leading by 1. Finds Whelan, goes up. Whelan gets the and 1. Well, the GB International getting ready not only for the British Basketball League trophy, but also the FIBA Eurobasket qualifiers.
Great pass by Lucas Poliza. Looking a little bit like Milos Teodosic right there, threading the needle, a straight line chest pass down the floor to the streaking Patrick Whelan. And we said they like to run for threes, but Whelan's feeling good right now, finishing with the left hand and 1.
You may have just given that man the greatest comparison tonight. Of course, many fans, the great Teodosic currently playing for Crvena Zvezda, but he's a European great, a little bit of time in the NBA, a Euro League icon. But I got to agree with you, that time, that was prime.
Milos Teodosic, man. My teammates have been, I like to show love, man, and when praise is deserved, and my teammates give me a hard time sometimes for outlandish comparisons, but I think that was accurate.
Well, they can't be any worse than me. I give everybody, I think I've referred to one player as Matt by as Michael Jordan. He told me, don't ever do that again, please.
Yeah, I think I compared TJ Atwood to, no, I think Tyrell Green's fadeaway to Michael Jordan and TJ Atwood's versatility to LeBron. But, you know, honestly, there's a lot of good players in the British Basketball League, as we mentioned, and I enjoy watching guys and watching guys get better and showcase their talent every night.
It's going to be free throws coming up for LaQuincy Rideau. Can get any better here. Just getting the shooter's roll. 11.2 here in the first half. Ben Thomas, probably one thing he's going to address in the next practice. Guys, if we're going to miss free throws, at least touch the rim.
I guess I'm going to leave that one alone, man. A little bit of redemption from LaQuincy Rideau right there, knocking that one down.
I think a technical foul's been called. Oh, no, yeah, Ben Thomas. So Ben Thomas's team was at the free throw line. He's just been given a technical. What did he say? Oh, sorry, my apologies. Well, Basel fans, my dear apologies. It wasn't Ben Thomas, and my apologies to Ben Thomas. It was on Gareth Murray. So it's going to be an extra free throw for the Cheshire Phoenix. Well, Skylar White at the free throw line. I guess, you know, it's interesting. When you airball a free throw, especially if it's a second one, it's a violation, isn't it?
I believe so. I'm going to go out and I don't know. I don't know those kinds of rules because I try and avoid those. But it's I believe you're.
Well, team gets it back.
Yeah.
And
you can't rebound that.
That's if it's the second one. So Basel fans, another apology, of course. I've not been on top of my game this evening. The technical foul was not on Gareth Murray. So my apologies also to Gareth Murray. It was on Lucas Polizza. Oh, another bad day at the office for myself there, JT. I've just awarded 2 technicals to 2 innocent bystanders.
That's all right. I'm sure they've earned one at one point. They're probably arguing.
Well, I think I'm getting one. I'm getting one tonight for getting it wrong. I'm getting double teed up at the moment. Well, 10.6 seconds left. It is a 2-point lead to the Caledonia Gladiators. That's what you want to see as a bystander, the rematch of last season's final, and you definitely want to see this game go right down to the wire. Or in the case we go down to the wire, where we've seen many times this year of one Jordan Taylor hitting 2 big 3-pointers to go into OT. One of them, in fact, against the Caledonia Gladiators.
Sometimes you just end up with the ball and pray to the gods, and sometimes it goes your way. But, you know, it's tough to enjoy the Caledonia when you don't get the win. But always shout out to the teammates for trusting me to take those kind of shots. Those are shots that you always remember regardless of the situation.
I'm not sure that's much of a prayer, because when I'm going to France to watch the Moge play, your former club, and I'm talking to their GM, Kevin, I'm saying you're doing these things. He says, oh, that's just JT doing JT thanks. That's just you at the office on a regular day.
You know, I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm fortunate to have some memorable plays for certain.
It's like, you know, Peter Bosch is the teacher in the classroom. Who wants the last shot? JT's hand, right up. I got it, coach. I've got it. I'll take the last one.
Honestly, this is probably the first time in my career that I've played on a team where I think we probably have 7 guys that would raise their hands, and we would all trust in them, from obviously Matt Morgan, Sam Decker, Connor Morgan, even Gabe Olaseni might in the mid-range. Luke Nelson's a guy who's been outstanding for us this year who would take that shot. Dante Grantham loves to. He thinks he's Kobe, so, you know, he loves those shots as well.
Well, almost goes in, gets a foul, gets the and one, and he'll be going to the free throw line. The Prince has arrived. Well, Basel fans, we'd like to just give you a bit of an update on the technical foul called against Lucas Polizza. It was a delay of game technical, as he'd already been given a warning, hence why it was called. But at the moment, Prince is going onwards, and he could potentially give them a 4-point lead with 6.4 left.
Tough finish there from Prince Onwas. He had a first bucket of the night tonight. He had a big game against us in their last time out. 19 points, one of his best outings all season. That's the strength of this Caledonia team, I think. Obviously, you have Ian DeBose, you have Patrick Whelan, you have Clifton Moore, but those big physical wings in Prince Onwas, Trent Buttrick when he's getting in the game, Lucas Polizza, you know, those guys make a difference. They wear on you and wear on you.
Well, it's interesting. It's going to, well, the score has gone back, so potentially could be a 5-point lead to the Caledonia Gladiators. But, you know, he's got a double whammy here, because you got to drop an offense if they make it, and then you got to anticipate if he doesn't make it, you get the rebound, and you've only got 6.4. I mean, it's quite a bit of time, but not enough to really get a good set in, of course.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the play is the same regardless of make or miss. You know, 6.4 seconds, you got a couple dribbles in the bonus, so Caledonia, you know they can't foul, so the idea is to attack the rim. It's just a matter of who you want to give the ball to. my guess would be Aaron Ray or LaQuincy Rideau has the ball getting downhill here, trying to make a play with a high screen and pop from Skylar White, or just an open set one-on-one.
Will be Prince Almost going to the charity stride for the Caledonia Gladiators. Almost originally also from Texas. She started at Navarro College in the JUCO system, went and played at University of Utah, before transferring to San Jose State. Now started in the Australian QBL with the Brisbane Capitals. Spent a brief bit of time in the NBA G League with the Westchester Knicks, but decided to come back to Europe, where he played in the lower divisions in Germany and, of course, in Spain. As he converts to three-point play. Second season now with the Gladiators. Well, I'm not sure what's happened here. Could this be another... Well, nothing's been called yet. I think it's just a precautionary, but it will be possession to the Phoenix. Trailing by 5. Well, they got to go quick. Ryan trying to go down the middle. Pulls up for a 3. 3 is up, and it's good. Oh, Aaron Wright cutting it down to a 2-point ball game. Well, it might not be X's and O's, but when you're in doubt, go to Aaron Wright as he hits the big-time treble. You think that was in the timeout when they called it?
That was absolutely what's in the timeout. Get the ball to your best player, let him make a play. For us, we got a road runner in Matt Morgan, so for them, they have a juggernaut in Aaron Wright. See him with the crossover, put a smaller guard on him, doesn't matter, he can't see you, shoot right over the top. A very impressive play and a nice boost for the Phoenix going into the half.
Well, a lot to think about for Gareth Murray, but Basel fans, we will take a short break as we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. It is the first game between these two teams of the British Basel League Trophy, and at the moment, it's a 2-point lead to the Caledonia Gladiators. Well, I'm your commentator, Josh Bennett, alongside Jordan Taylor, JT, so far, rematch of last season's final, it's taken a little bit of time, but they're now getting into this one.
No, it's living up to the hype. A really well played half. You know, obviously they didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but you saw contributions from everybody on both sides. You saw Kyle Jimenez from Caledonia get in the mix. You saw Cam Holden get in the mix, as well as the stars and Aaron Ray and Maceo Jack and the regulars. So a really good half. I'm looking forward to see what we'll see in the second half.
Well, you know, we need to break down the stats, but I guess the one key talking point with the statistics in this game has been the offensive rebounding in the early moments by the Cheshire Phoenix.
Early on, Caledonia got a hold of it late. They were getting out-rebounded 20-12 at one point. The game started to turn. It's 23-20 now. That's one thing that stands out. But as you see, a pretty even half on both sides. Nothing really stands out statistically, and that's why you have a 45-43 score. I think if you're Caledonia, keep going inside to Clifton Moore, get Patrick Whelan going as they did at the end of the half. And if you're Cheshire, I think you're going to lean on Ray and Maceo Jack to make some plays for you late in the game.
Well, now it's time to go back and reflect the story of the half between these two teams. And, you know, as we mentioned, it was a bit of a slow start between them at the beginning. But, you know, Clifton Moore Jr., we said a player to look out for. But when he gets going, he becomes a problem.
Yeah, Clifton Moore Jr. is tough. Very versatile. He gets down the floor. As you see, Maceo Jack actually right there, getting in the paint. Aaron Ray finding the cutting LaQuincy Rideau, to the basket. But again, both teams are running their offenses, moving the ball. There's Clifton Moore Jr. throwing it inside. He's too big. He's too athletic for a lot of the guys that Cheshire has, and that's the supreme ball movement of Cheshire. They're getting back into what made them a 12-5 team and second in the league before this 3-game losing streak.
Well, Cheshire just shooting over 40% from the field, but Caledonia at the moment over 50%. And, you know, they're looking very tough so far, but the question is, who do you see taking this one in the end?
You know, right now, I think it was a low-scoring game. It sped up a little bit. I think the physicality of it, I think Caledonia's side is going to wear down Cheshire. Cheshire's fast, they're quick. If they can keep it an up-and-down game, get this game up in the hundreds, I like Cheshire. But the way it's going right now, I think that the size is going to wear them down.
7 turnovers for the Gladiators. 4 steals coming for the Cheshire Phoenix, but you know, we didn't see the three-pointers until the second quarter, and that's surprising for these two teams.
Surprising, but also not so surprising when you actually watch the game. You know, Caledonia was showing a lot on ball screens earlier, which what happens is you get off the ball, you open up driving lanes, and Cheshire was getting in the paint. So for that, you see 26 points in the paint for Caledonia, 24 for Cheshire, and that's because somewhat of the aggressive defense, and then for Caledonia more so you're just utilizing your size.
Well, this halftime, we're going to show you now a feature on Patrick Whelan, but also we're going to show you the highlights from last night's first game this season of the British Basketball League Trophy between Newcastle and the London Lions.
Patrick Whelan back-to-back threes.
I always think that pressure is earned. You know, you earn the responsibility to have the pressure of having the ball at the end of the clock and being the guy that you can shoot it because, you know, your teammates and your coaches trust you.
Gladiators have to shoot. Pat Whelan for 3. The shot clock expires.
Definitely aware of the clock when we play. I think it's especially important at the end of each quarter. You know, if the clock's at about 40 seconds, there's a 2-for-1 opportunity, which is basically just like you get the chance to make 2 possessions when they only have the chance to make 1.
Whelan now goes off the dribble, puts up a high arc.
I think it's important, especially me playing a little bit more point guard this year, to try and get our team into our offenses quicker. The faster you can get into your offense, the more time you'll have to run the play, and then if the play breaks down, the more time you'll have to create something in that last phase of each offense. So you might have an extra couple seconds at the end to make an extra pass and, you know, get a better shot than you would.
Can he reply? Yes, he can. Pat Whelan, nothing but net.
Whenever you can make a 3 when the other team are scoring 2s, or, you know, you can take a 3 to put your team up by 3. I think those are always big opportunities and always have you focusing a little bit more.
Pat Whelan fires it up.
There are a few different situations when you get a 3-point shot. You know, you may be on the move, or it might just be like a catch and shoot 3. You may be shooting off the dribble. There's a few things to keep in mind. I think the first one for me is my feet. I always, you know, try and make sure my feet are planted and squared up to the basket. It gives you a good base and makes sure you're on balance. Everything else I try not to think about too much, apart from when I get the ball to my set point, which is usually like about here. I try and make sure I follow through and give the ball a good arc. If the ball goes higher, it has a better chance of going in. That's why a lot of times you'll hear announcers say I shoot it with a lot of arc, but really it's because I know it has the best chance of going in.
It's written in the stars. Patrick Whelan for 3.
Most people will see me as quite an emotional player, but I think for me it's celebrating every win, right? Every shot that goes in. I think it kind of reinforces you to shoot the next one well too. I think honestly it's the best feeling in the world when you execute something so perfectly and you go shoot the ball, it goes in all net, and everyone's happy, and you've made your teammates happy, you've made the crowd happy. For me, one of the best feelings on the basketball court, for sure.
He did it last week, he's doing it again this week. Patrick Whelan.
Nice spin, that is beautiful. Around and round, and that was a hard hedge by Defoe. He really jumped out on the ball screen. Good job getting rid of it quickly.
Scores are tied at 8. London with the ball.
Oh, nice pass, and another great spin from Gabe Olasheni. You spin me right round, baby.
No way past Olasheni, so he backs out, shot clock getting low. He's got to find some room. He does and gets to the rim just in time.
Pretty move from McGill.
It's Austin going quick. Austin all the way to the basket. And that is classic Larry Austin Jr. Defoe running the floor. Kick back out to Johnson. Resets for 3.
Got it. Oh, Johnson with a little skippity-doo-dah.
Here's McGill in the open court. Green hits the deck. Blocked by Nelson. Wow. Morgan, he has the size mismatch here. Kicks across court. Caboza with an awkward looking shot, but it goes in.
I love it. He had the legs moving in every direction.
Well, they're in the lead now, the Newcastle Eagles. Having been 7 down a few months ago, Sharma will rock the rim for London. McGill, he's going to let it fly from 3-point range. He's going to hit the bottom of the net. His second of the game. Caboza. Sandy down the lane, and he gets the jab. Here's Caboza for 3, and he hits.
And that's a crusher for Newcastle there.
Lobbed up to Sharma, who jams it in.
That's a set play, that London run.
Sharma blocked. Ripped away by McGill. Lobbed up to Green, who jams it in.
Nice pass.
Oh, will that count? No, it won't. But now it is going to be an and 1. An excellent win for London. It's looked comfortable in the end, but they had to work hard for it.
Welcome back, British Basketball League fans. This is the trophy, and as you can see at the moment, London Lions currently winning their first game last night against the Newcastle Eagles. The other game going on, Leicester Riders taking on the Bristol Flyers with a bit of a big margin. While the Newcastle Eagles halftime have a 1-point lead on Sky Sports against the Manchester Giants. On tomorrow, big game, Surrey Scorchers will host the Sheffield Sharks. So on Sunday, we have an exciting doubleheader as the Lions will be hosting the Leicester Riders. You'll be playing in that one, JT. And Plymouth City Patriots, they'll be taking on the Caledonia Gladiators. This is the British Basketball League Trophy. January now officially has become the trophy month.
Big month. Super cool what they're doing with the league this year. It was very fun. I know they somewhat combine the trophy and the cup, so it'll be fun to hopefully get to Birmingham and play in the Final Four. Birmingham or Birmingham? You know, he pronounced that wrong. But it'll be fun to get to the Final Four and play in that.
Now, last night, I guess a lot of fans are going to want to know your current situation because you did go off with an injury. I mean, how's that? I mean, it's a quick turnaround, of course, your next game, but are you going to be okay for tomorrow or Sunday?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, we have practice tomorrow and then just take it day by day. But hopefully be in the lineup on Sunday. Yeah.
Well, Cheshire will have the first possession. Trailing by 2 points, a three-pointer by Aaron Wright at the end of the first half. Skylar White now doesn't usually put the ball on the floor, but goes for a tough step back, a little too short. Good defense by Clifton Moore Jr. It's not something we've seen from Skylar White this season. Those kind of, I mean, that's quite a step back for him. He likes a little step back, but that was maybe wishful thinking?
No, you know, he's capable of that. He actually, last time these guys played, he had a crazy crossover on Lucas Paliza and hit a tough step back. So he's capable of that. But, you know, for him, he's been struggling a little bit from the three-point line. I'd like to see him get a better shot just to get his rhythm before you get into those tougher shots.
Well, finds Clifton Moore Jr. goes in with a two-handed jab. Inside the paint is becoming a reality here for the Gladiators.
Caledonia seem to find their rhythm with Mike Bothwell at point guard without DeBose. Here's that 2-3 zone we mentioned on defense, but finding their rhythm, getting Patrick Whelan off the ball and letting him come off those staggers and pin downs.
Well, currently in the full of Quincy Rideau. Now Skylar White tries another three, a bit more time and space, and finally gets his first three-pointer of the evening.
Actually, his second three of the night. He hit one early on, but both off the catch, not off the dribble, as you mentioned. And those are the kind of shots that those are like layups for him. And those are ones that really get him going. Now you can start to get into your bag a little bit, get the step backs.
Well, Lucas Paliza maybe just getting away with an elbow there. Nice little penetration. It's Caledonia just trying to hold on to a slender lead. Bothwell with the move.
A nice wrinkle there by Coach Murray. Normally you see a lot of staggers and pin downs. They went with the stagger as misdirection and then flashed Clifton Moore into the high post and went with a handoff. Good coaching there by Coach Murray.
Well, Skylar White just in the right place at the right time as he gets the tip in.
Quiet first half for him. He's trying to impose his will now.
He did play professionally in Portugal prior to coming to the British Basketball League when he did feature for the Surrey Scorchers. 11 offensive rebounds, but so far only 3 since the first quarter, JT. I mean, they had 8 offensive rebounds in that first quarter.
8 offensive. Caledonia's done a great job at rebounding on the defensive end since then, which is why you've seen them come back in this game. As there you see Clifton Moore showing more of his versatility, catching it in the short roll, showing his ability and skill as not just a shooter, a scorer, but as a passer as well.
Maceo Jack fires for 3, back iron, can't get it. Quincy Rideau just puts his hand in the cookie jar. Jack tries another 3, and again, no problem on the second one.
Not an offensive rebound, but a steal by LaQuincy Rideau. He leads the league with 3.1 a game, and Maceo Jack is not going to miss too many. He leads the league in three-pointers made. Give him a chance to get a second look at it. He's going to make you pay.
51 apiece now. Pass was tended for Lucas Paliza. You can't leave him wide open. That's exactly why the Czech Republic International extending Caledonia's lead back to 3 points.
That's the risk for Quincy Rideau. When you let him go for steals like that, sometimes he gets himself out of position. He confuses his own teammates going for the ball right there. Paliza wide open, and Skylar White now. That's exactly what we're talking about. You let him hit one, and now when he's got it going, he can fill it up in a hurry. A couple quick threes for him.
Well, this game just coming into life a little bit better. As both teams struggled from the three-point line in the first half. All of a sudden, finding a bit more confidence. To made his last one, goes for another one. Again, everything seems to be raining in for both these two teams.
Old commercial, anything you can do, I can do better. Lucas Paliza showing his range there.
Well, Chagua, why not? You left wide open. Just couldn't get it to drop.
It's really the first time all game we've seen Cheshire with their bread and butter, the pick and pop. Caledonia back into a drop defense. Tough shot there by Bothwell, but Caledonia out of that hedge defense into the drop, and that exposes you to the pick and pop. That's got to go in.
Well, surely not 3 threes. I mean, it's a good look. He had the time and space. Chagua baseline goes in. Prince almost unable to prevent that one, but it's a 1-point lead to the Gladiators.
2 offensive rebounds and a steal off of offensive rebound to start this second half. Not what you want to see if you're Coach Murray. That's a quick shot there from Anwas, not necessarily the one you want to see.
I mean, he's naturally more a catch-and-shoot 3-point shooter. I mean, you can understand why he'd take the one, but as you mentioned, probably wasn't the most, or wasn't the highest percentage look. But now Cheshire with a chance to retake the lead. Skylar White with a post-up. Got it by Whelan. Tries to go in. A traveling violation. Good call by the official.
Great job by Patrick Whelan there. Had the mismatch, knew he had the mismatch, but he's a tough, strong, physical defender. Didn't back down. Forced Skylar White into the travel.
5:28 to go here in the third quarter. It's been such a smooth rhythm. It's almost like the time has gone by very quickly. Not a lot of fouls, of course. Both teams getting into their motions, but it's still a slender lead for the defending champions of the British Basketball League trophy. Well, it's all over in Leicester as they win by 21 points against the Bristol Flyers. Big win for Rob Paternoster. You know, Buckets has made a big impression already in the British Basketball League.
He has. We'll get our first look at him on Sunday as you see Ethan Chargois attacking Clifton Moore. I love that matchup every time. Both those guys have athletic ability. And on the play previous, you saw Clifton Moore actually attack Skylar White in the post again with that mismatch. He's so tough to stop over that left shoulder.
Well, you saw the move by Ethan Chagua, but going back to Teddy Buckets, I remember getting a text message from my old man who currently is an assistant coach in the Canadian CBL with the Niagara River Lions, and he said to me, get ready, Buckets is coming to the UK. I'm thinking, like, who are you talking about? And once Teddy Buckets came, well, tonight, 30 points. He is a certified walk-in bucket.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. I've never got a chance to play against him. I've heard about him. Our coach Ryan Schmidt was in the Canadian Basketball League before, so we got to talk to him about that, but definitely excited as a competitor to play against guys like that. And again, it only raises the level of competition in the British Basketball League. So it would definitely be fun.
Chagua just a little too flat on the free throw. 2-point lead to the Gladiators. Well, Cheshire's free throw shooting tonight. Look at that. 11 missed free throws. And it's still saying you don't want to look back on the game and think it could have been a different outcome, as there you can see a smooth play by Patrick Whelan, but 11 missed free throws, JT, that's unacceptable.
Unacceptable. That's what's going to come back to haunt you, but that's been something that's haunted them all year. Quick shot there by Jack. Those are the shots that contributed, not the only reason, but contributed to the 3-game losing streak for Cheshire. The one dribble come across half-court shots over a contest. But as you see Patrick Whelan again, he is so tough getting downhill. The progression from him, you know, great in Leicester last year, but even better now.
Well, Basel fans, we will take a short break as we will be back momentarily. Well, Skylar White coming to life here in the third quarter already, making some big three-pointers, but here as well, just a magic touch. 8 points so far here in the third quarter.
He adds another element to this Cheshire offense. When him picking and popping, that's what makes the offense actually very unique. Having a guy like that able to play outside the paint. One, it opens the lane for drivers like LaQuincy Rideau, like Aaron Rye, like Cam Christian. And then it forces the big man away from the paint, puts a lot of pressure on the defense constantly. When he's scoring, they're very tough to guard.
7-point lead to the Caledonia Gladiators. Again, it's like a roller coaster between these two teams. You just don't know who's going to come out on top. Five-0 run for Caledonia. Rideau trying to isolate. Again, just turns it over. And, JT, I got to say to you right now, the organization of the offense here from Cheshire, it's a little too loose at the moment.
Yeah, that's Quincy Rideau, as good as he is, sometimes he does force the issue at times. Very good point guard. Just get good shots just like that every time. Get the ball where it's supposed to be, and you're a really good offense. You're a really good team.
Well, that's much better. Just responding with a nice little dump down. A bit of a defensive miscommunication from the Gladiators. Clifton Moore Jr. now with 16 points.
At the same time, the LaQuincy Rideau, you do have to give him the freedom to make decisions like that as the point guard and make plays for your teammates. He does a great job all year long. Has done a great job all year long.
There's going to be 4.6 seconds left on the shot clock with 3:34 left here in the third quarter. Fraser Malcolm checking into the game for the Gladiators.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Expect maybe something going towards the rim for Ali Hozic, or maybe a stagger for Whelan or Fraser Malcolm.
Well, down to Farah, spins out, goes up, yeah, misses. A wide open reverse layup. JT, you got to go up and dunk that one.
We'll finish that for sure. You got to stop the ball, but Ethan Sharp, wow, he's been attacking the rim really well, just hasn't finished. Only 4 for 11 from 2 tonight, and there it is, Paliza again. Touch the paint, kick outside, you got a dead-eye shooter. That's the basketball gods. Missed the layup at one end, give up the 3 on the other. A tough 5-point swing for Cheshire.
5th three-pointer of the game now for the Gladiators. 8-point lead, biggest lead of the night. Whelan just putting his hand in the cookie jar, but unable to come up with the steal. I don't know if you saw Ben Thomas there pointing the finger like, hey, I told you, take care of the rock.
Patrick Whelan is just so smart there. Knew what play was coming, almost like an NFL cornerback. He jumped the route, nearly came up with the steal. And as you mentioned, Ben Thomas warning his guys, don't be loose with the ball. But, it's a little bit old school from Coach Thomas, but necessary. You can't turn the ball over. Got to get a shot up every time. That's why they're one of the best teams at not turning the ball over.
Well, I like what you said. It's old school. He's younger than me.
You know what? That's
I'm younger than you.
That's all right. You can be old, be an old soul. One of my favorite artists is Stevie Wonder. So
again, you like the hustle here from the Phoenix, trying to put on the full court pressure. 2:48 to go. Last season's rematch of the British Basketball League Trophy. January has now officially become the trophy month here in the United Kingdom.
Now would be the time for the Phoenix to kind of turn up the pressure on Caledonia. Only one primary ball handler in Bothwell out.
Well, it goes out of bounds. That will remain possession to the Gladiators with 4.4 left on the shot clock.
Good job by Skylar White holding up against Ali Hozic. It's clearly been the game plan for Coach Murray to attack Skylar White in the post with both Ali Hozic and Cliff Moore. And also a great job by Fraser Malcolm. Every time he's in the game, he's similar to Cam Holden. He's got his nose around the ball trying to get extra possessions.
Well, Blitzer went for the catch and shoot. It's going to be a push in the back foul against Kyle Johnson. That's one play you're not going to beat on the rebounds tonight. I mean, he was unstoppable in the first quarter.
Unstoppable, and haven't seen much of him. Only 13 minutes, playing so well. See if he can pick up where he left off as a clear offensive foul there on Kyle Johnson. Clear initiative from Caledonia to try and turn the tables a little bit on Cheshire and get some extra possessions of their own.
Just over 2 minutes left. Quincy Rideau now going in and around, bullying his way to the bucket and just taking Fraser Malcolm back to high school.
Tough finish by LaQuincy Rideau, and that's what he is a bully. He's a little bit of a bulldog type guard. You know, he's downhill, and that's what he's really good at, finishing around the rim, getting his guys involved. That's when he's at his best.
Well, KJ went for the pick and roll. Beautifully defended by the Phoenix. Trying to cut this down to a 2, potentially 1 possession ball game. Finds Holden. Holden nowhere to go. Finds White. He's made 2 threes. Make it 3 here in the 3rd quarter. And that could have been an interception. Now it is a 1 possession ball game potentially.
Misfortune there for Caledonia, but a great job by Cam Holden not to travel there. He kept his balance. Somehow got the ball to Skylar White. Missed by Kyle Johnson there, and another good rebound, keeping Caledonia off the offensive glass.
Cam Christen now trying to go with the Euro step, goes in, finishes to perfection, and now it is a 1-point deficit. We saw the same thing in the first half, where of course Cheshire built a 7-point lead, Caledonia came back, and now it's happened in the 3rd, vice versa.
Yeah, tough move there by Cam Christen, getting downhill. A high pickup Euro step. Tough to teach that. Not a lot of guys have that.
Farrell trying to bully his way and turns around, draws a foul. It's going to be against Cam Holden. Not quite sure he agrees with the call due to his reaction. And Ben Thomas clearly, I think he doesn't agree with it either. And I think he's just been teed up. Well, Cheshire Phoenix choking JT under their own pressure.
Don't love to see that tech. Not exactly sure what Coach Thomas said, but he went and sat down. Tough call there, especially on a run, but it looked like it was a clear foul. The way the ball kind of squirted out of Ali Hozic's hands, it looked like Cam Holden hit him on the arm there. Great move there by Ali Hozic. Good footwork down there on Skylar White. And they're going to stick with that game plan, just continue to attack Skylar White. Skylar White holding up and also putting pressure on them on the offensive end, but we'll see how much of an impact that has in this final quarter.
Well, fans, we do apologize again. 3rd time tonight. I don't believe a technical was called indeed, but the reaction from the Phoenix bench made you kind of think something had been called. Three-point deficit. Phoenix now with the ball in their hands. White pump fakes. Going for 3, number 4. It's up. Oh, baby! This guy, well, JT, he is shooting the lights out. Find me an electrician nearby this arena.
Skylar White has caught fire. 16 3rd quarter points, and that's what we talked about. There's the step back that you mentioned. You let him get going, now the basket's big as the ocean, and anything looks good to him.
Well, off the contended rebound, there's a bit of an altercation, I believe, between Farrell Hozic and Cam Holden. I think the officials now just asking the players to clear out. Something clearly Farrell Hozic very disappointed with. Well, the officials now just trying to calm things down because that's a tie ball game, 69 apiece. I mean, the rematch of last season's final. Tempers do flare, emotions do get high, but composure, this is where you need a JT on the floor to calm things down. You know, I mean, you're the basketball diplomat from what I've been told I've been told by people in Israel, France, Turkey, that you're the peacemaker.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true. I think I put on a good face, but as long as I'm not angry.
Oh, and in Japan, they told me in Tokyo that you calm things down, but nothing ever kicks off there.
Yeah, nothing ever kicks off there. As long as I'm not angry myself, I can diffuse pretty well, but this is now a little bit of danger time here for Caledonia. Cheshire's made their run. All 3 of these games now have had similar storylines, which is Cheshire starting to score the ball, get up in their territory of points at 70 after 3 quarters. They average 90 a game. And Aaron Rye only at 5 points. That's a little scary if you're Caledonia. He hasn't even kicked off yet.
Well, Basel fans, a bit of an update. Cam Holden has been ejected. He's picked up an unsportsmanlike and a technical together. So his night is finished. That could be a big loss to the Phoenix.
Very big loss the way he's been playing.
Whelan penetrates, can't get it. Cheshire come up with a rebound, trying to go quick. LaQuincy Rideau saving this one. Skylar White, you gotta be kidding me. It's up, no good. Well, we're all locked in at 69 apiece as we go into the fourth quarter, but Cheshire Phoenix are down one very influential player, Cam Holden. We're gonna take a short break and we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. Well, this could have been potentially the fifth three-pointer of the third quarter for Skylar White, but I mean, confidence is contagious.
Confidence is contagious, but also you kind of saw the frustration there from Cam Christian and LaQuincy Rideau. That's where Cheshire has to have the responsibility as a successful team to continue to share the ball. I know Skylar White had hit 4 threes already, but maybe the extra pass to Cam Christian, you go in with the three-point lead and you share the energy of the basketball and everybody's feeling good as opposed to a little frustrated even though you had a good quarter.
Well, Farrow tried to give him the lead, couldn't get it. Now Cheshire can retake the lead. This game has been a roller coaster. The month of January becoming the month of the trophy here in the British Basketball League. Last season's final, a rematch. Caledonia won on the buzzer. Chagwa going in, spinning. He can't finish.
Oh, having a tough night around the rim all night. Now just 4 of 12 from 2. Great job by Skylar White there. He's been holding up against Ali Hozic. Takes a charge there, forced him into a couple misses and a turnover. Great job. We know that's not one of his strong points is not defense. So for him to be standing up against the attack is big for Cheshire.
Now, of course, the fans watching, they're used to that being called a blocking foul because he's inside the restricted zone, but he's the primary defender.
He's the primary defender and clearly took a shot to the chest. Ali Hozic lowered his shoulder. Easy call there from the officials.
Kristen trying to isolate, going baseline. Just somehow giving Cheshire the lead by 2 points.
Cheshire has so much talent, individual talent around their roster. Cam Christian now up to 11 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. He's having a nice night as well.
Well, you would have thought Cam Holden being ejected, this was going to be the turning point, but Caledonia at the moment being tested here at home.
The loss of Ian DeBose does not help, putting a lot of pressure. Michael Bothwell has held up well, being the primary guard, as obviously Patrick Whelan, but you know, this is where, you know, late in the game you start to miss Ian DeBose and his leadership, his ability to get in the paint.
Coming up one screen now. Going up, getting rejected. That's going to go out of bounds with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Time winding down. Gotta get something going. I don't think he's aware what's on the shot clock. It's going to be a 24-second violation. Poor communication. JT, somebody's got to scream to Whelan. He's got to get a shot off.
Well, you know, he definitely has to be aware of the shot clock. But again, that's where you miss Ian DeBose. You miss your point guard leader. That's your job in that position. But now it's kind of shifted to Bothwell and Whelan. Tough turnover there as you see him there. Went down with a shoulder injury earlier in the game. Did not return. Turnover number 11 for Caledonia. Still below their season average.
Well, as you mentioned, it was David Sloan, the player that broke the Phoenix fans' heart, prevented them from winning back-to-back trophies. As Ryan goes in with a tough floater, can't get it. Caledonia looking to tie the game up, maybe take the lead. Johnson goes up, gets rejected. Well, just said, not in your house.
Well, we talked about the contrasting styles of both teams to start the game. That's a tough matchup for Kyle Johnson. Cheshire is just so individually talented. You have guys like Cam Holden, who got ejected, who's having a nice night. Cam Christian, Chargois, Rye. And Caledonia is more of a team aspect that relies on their guards to create shots, as well as Clifton Moore. You get rid of DeBose and you limit some of the talent. It's tough down the stretch.
Well, coming up a loose ball. Unable to tie the game up. Cheshire leading by slender 2 points. Trying to go back to it again. Saw it coming. Prince almost had the last touch, so Phoenix will get it back on the baseline. Ten on the shot clock. It's the right idea, though, but defense clearly saw this one coming.
Saw the one coming, but again, that's what you like to see, is a quick lob off the inbound from LaQuincy Rideau to Ethan Chargois.
Well, composure definitely need here in the final 7 minutes and 46 seconds.
League leader in assists. He's up to 5 on the night already. There he goes. League leader in steals, chasing it down. You saw that one.
But again, why is nobody talking to him, though? You saw it coming. He's chasing too long. Somebody's got to tell KJ. He's behind you.
Someone, definitely the term is wolf when you're trying to, excuse me, not a lob, a bounce pass there to Chargois. Great execution. But yeah, the term is typically wolf when someone's trying to hawk you down like that. But in that situation, it looked like Caledonia had their backs turned trying to run the play. It was a heady play from Rideau.
Whelan trying to kick it out. Well, almost turning right back over. But that will go to the Phoenix. They have a 4-point lead with 7:30 left. Well, Whelan felt he was fouled on the penetration. Referees were happy to let play continue.
Turnover starting to stack up here for Caledonia later in the game. That's the 12th of the game. One thing we talked about, you cannot have. Cheshire leads the league in steals. They're up to 7 now.
Rideau trying to go for the no-look, but it's another turnover. Trying to push this. Pump fakes. KJ down to Clifton Moore Jr. This is good ball movement. Can somebody get a wide open look? KJ goes to the tough contested mid-range.
Tough shot there. I would have liked to see Clifton Moore go up over Rye. Over Skylar White. He's had success with that all night long. And there you go again, Aaron Rye finding Skylar White, and he stays hot.
5 3-pointers in the second half. That's what I like to call a solid insurance policy from the perimeter. They're going to call a foul now. This one will be against Aaron Rye. Caledonia, I mean, you made the good point earlier, JT. DeBose leaving the game was a huge, huge problem for them.
Huge loss, and it's starting to show up. They've done a good job hanging on, weathering the storm. Now we're going to have to look to see where they go. Expect them to keep going back inside to Clifton Moore Jr. and trying to exploit that matchup with Skylar White. But also, shout out to Aaron Rye. He hasn't had a game with less than 9 points all year long. In that game, he only played 6 minutes. Caledonia was the one team that held him to 10. 5 points tonight, 6 assists, and no turnovers.
Well, the problem with that alley-oop there, it's right behind him. I mean, you got a big guy like Clifton Moore Jr. Throw it ahead of him.
Yeah, throw it ahead of him, but a great job by Cheshire. Honestly, you probably have to kick that out. The defense is collapsing. We know you have a rim runner, as we talked about earlier. Kick it out, find your shooter. And who else with the turnover? Cheshire, nobody better at it, turning defense to offense. Cam Christian getting downhill again.
Well, Basel fans, again, it is the trophy month here in January. We've got something special and a special guest for you coming up.
The British Basketball League is unbeatable. Join me at the 2024 British Basketball League Trophy Finals, the 27th and the 28th of January. A weekend of unbeatable basketball and entertainment. Click the link to get your tickets. Watch on Sky Sports and YouTube.
Oh, what a jam!
Well, of course, what a special guest we have. Many times I saw that legend, Troy Deeney, score against my West Ham United. But of course, he was at the British Basketball Cup final last year in Birmingham. I mean, he's a legend.
A real legend, you know. Obviously, soccer is not a, football is not a big thing over in the States, a growing sport. But being a part of the UK culture, it's been fun to learn a little bit about all the premiership and everything like that. Everybody on our side seems to be an Arsenal fan, so that's, I guess, who I support now.
Well, I'm just going to have to accept that one, of course. Well, Troy Deeney, glad to have you a part of the British Basketball League Trophy. What is a 9-point deficit now? Caledonia trying to chip into this one. Belitza has to pull up from the mid-range, takes this, and again, nothing dropping here for the defending champions.
Good adjustment, though, by Caledonia. Bothwell saw last time they tried to force the lob to Moore. This time, kicked it out to the shooter. Great defense to run Police off the line.
Well, another offensive rebound. Good defense by the Gladiators, but allowing the Phoenix to get a second chance. Changwa going back for a Hail Mary step back. That's way off the mark. Foul's going to be called. Sorry, guys, can somebody turn off the latch?
It's a tough shot there from Chargois. Step back over a shot blocker. Clifton Moore, third in the league in blocks. Plenty of length to make that shot difficult. I'd like to see him try and attack or maybe swing the ball and go set a screen and put Clifton Moore into action to get him moving.
Well, Bothwell trying to find a bit of space. Goes off the backboard, and that's much better. Not a time, of course, for Caledonia to go cold, and he's got to try and inspire them.
Great poise there from Bothwell. His 8th point of the night, but great patience there, getting in the paint, taking his time, and finishing strong through contact.
Changwa looking to attack it. Got it by Clifton Moore Jr. Palm face just going to work. That's looking like a baby Tim Duncan out there.
That's what you love to see, learning from the first one. Tried to shoot over him that time, went right into his chest. When you have a shot blocker, the only way you negate it, right there, go into his chest, take away his length, or get him off his feet like he did. Beautifully done by Ethan Chargois. And then LaQuincy Rideau doing what he does best, creating havoc around the ball.
Plenty of time left in the game, only trailing by 9 points. But Caledonia needs to find the rhythm here. The team that won the British Basketball League Trophy last season here in Scotland with a three-pointer. The epic phrase was Sloan for the win. And it was against this team, the Cheshire Phoenix. Bothwell trying to fire for three. Three is up, and again, no good. Patrick Whelan tries a three. That one's up. Surely it's a foul. Yeah, it's going to be 3 free throws, but Ben Thomas signaling that it was a flop. But that's going to be 3 crucial free throws coming for Caledonia.
Definitely looked like he got hit up top. Fell a little awkwardly to get hit that way, so I understand why Coach Thomas maybe might have asked for the flop, but it did.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a short break as we will be back momentarily. again, here was the last 3-point. And, you know, JT, I want you to break this down because, you know, where is the initial contact in your mind?
Looks like it's up top on the arm, but from our angle, but it looks like Cheshire looks like they're a little confused by it. Tough call there, maybe by Cheshire. Potentially need another angle to see, but you know, you gotta finish possessions with the defensive rebound. Great job by Poliza to get the tap out, and that's what Caledonia's going to need here down the stretch. You're going to have to be aggressive, attack the offensive glass, create high percentage shots, and obviously get stops. You know, Coach Murray loves to go to spread pick and roll late in the game, but they've been having a lot of success with Clifton Moore down on the block, especially when Skylar White is matched up on him. So potentially go back there to try and steal a couple buckets.
Well, there you can see Patrick Whelan started as a junior with the Manchester Magic, went to William Jewell College, NCAA Division II, then played 3 years in the lower divisions in Spain, but found his way back with the Leicester Riders. And those are 3 crucial free throws, JT, because it's been a very barren spell here in the fourth quarter for Caledonia.
Caledonia had a similar spell last time when these two teams matched up. They went in with the lead, scored about 3 points in about 5 minutes into the quarter, and it was Ian DeBose who got them going. No DeBose here tonight. We'll see who can start their engine. It's good defensive play, great pass.
Oh, wow. That should be Caledonia ball.
Should be. They got away with one. Good hands by Bothwell. Cheshire catches a break.
Almost with a good defense, and again, that is a cruel play for Caledonia because it's going to be an and one, and that should be their possession, JT.
Should be their possession, but it's not. And a lot of unlikely heroes tonight for Cheshire. Cam Christen continues to attack the rim. He's tough to stop, and not a lot of good matchups out there for him with his quickness and his athleticism getting to the rim.
Well, they could be having the ball going down the other end and cut it down to 4, maybe 3, but they could find themselves now down. Well, they're going to be still down by 8, but it's going to be an offensive board to the Phoenix, something they've dominated at this game. Rideau getting the switch now, got it by Clifton Moore Jr. Trying to isolate, goes in, and another foul's to be called in. Yeah, Prince almost, did he really need to come over there?
That's exactly what I was thinking. You know, you have LaQuincy Rideau matched up with Clifton Moore, a lot of length. Make him shoot over the top of Clifton Moore, finish a tough shot, and just go find someone to box out. If he makes that, you just have to tip your cap to him. Don't bail him out. The good thing is LaQuincy Rideau only a 50% free throw shooter, but that's not what you need right now if you're Caledonia.
Because also you got to remember, he's been defended by Clifton Moore because of the switch. Clifton Moore, depending how you measure someone's height, is 6'11", 211 centimeters, and he's not going to get a very easy jump hook over him.
Especially not LaQuincy Rideau, not a great three-point shooter either. Clifton Moore did the right thing by giving him a step. A couple of breakdowns here for Caledonia. If you have Cam Christian matched up, you have to shrink the floor. That'd be the right thing to do. Cam Christian matched up with Anwas or Poliza as he did before, but in that situation, definitely leave Moore on the island and let him play.
Well, it is indeed now back to a 9-point ball game. Whelan coming off one screen. That's going to be a jump ball. Now we'll go, I think, but yeah, in favor to the Cheshire Phoenix. No, I think there's been an issue with the possession arrow. Yeah, they're going to have to overturn this one.
Quincy Rideau already at his season average 3 steals. Forcing a turnover there with the jump ball. Great defense by him. Came off the strong side.
Well, timeout's going to be called with 3:59 to go, and just under 4 minutes, 9 points, not the biggest deficit, but you got to look at the body language, how it's gone offensively for Caledonia. It's almost like the loss for answers.
Yeah, again, lose your point guard in Ian DeBose. You can't stress that enough. He means so much to them in attacking the rim, getting other guys involved. Michael Bothwell is capable, but still new to the team. Only his 5th game with Caledonia. Patrick Whelan is capable as well.
Get into it quickly. We're too slow. Get into it. Defense is still switching.
interesting. What do you make of that offense there, or that timeout, excuse me?
You know, it's pretty much what they need to do. They're down 10, 4 minutes left. Coach Murray urging his guys to pick up the pace, get the ball down the floor. You got to get early quick baskets, high percentage shots. That plays into the hands of the Phoenix. You know, he mentioned getting into an early spread pick and roll. Again, I'd like to see them throw the ball ahead and throw it inside to Clifton Moore and exploit that mismatch that he has with Skylar White, even though there's limited on time.
Well, there's a turnover now. Can they get something quick? The foul's going to be called. That's going to be the final team foul for Cheshire. It's not a bad foul there because you prevent a quick transition bucket, I guess, even though you have a 10-point lead.
Great foul, and also a heady play from Bothwell. Tried to tip it over there to Clifton Moore. Good basketball, smart plays from both sides. Advantage to Cheshire. That's also what you need to do, though, if you're Caledonia. They pick up the aggressiveness of the defense. You got to turn Cheshire over. But on this end, there's no need to panic. You have 4 minutes. That's plenty of time. You have at least 8, 10 possessions if you speed the game up that you can get into. Get high percentage shots right now. Your highest percentage shots have been with Clifton Moore inside the paint, and they've gone away from that a little bit, which I think has kind of contributed to their offensive spells.
Well, basketball fans, if you are currently watching us live on the British Basketball League YouTube page, please, if you can, like this live stream and subscribe to the British Basketball League on all social media platforms. Also, the voting is out. Let us know from this game, who is your player of the game? Make sure you vote now. And also make sure you catch all the best content on the British Basketball League with all the best highlights and also the weekly content of Inside the Paint. Well, almost going up. Can't get it, but they're going to call the foul here against Prince Almost, and that's the final team foul for Caledonia to commit before they put Cheshire into the penalty.
A little bit of overpassing there. They got a great set. Again, they've been attacking Skylar White in different ways all night. That time it's off a stagger. Switched out onto Wheeling, got in the paint. That's what you want. But I think Prince Anwas has to let that fly from the corner. You know, you overpass, overdrive. Great job by Cheshire to scramble and force extra passes. But at some point, you know, there is such thing as being a little too unselfish at times.
Well, of course, the big games coming up on Saturday. Surrey Scorchers will be hosting the Sheffield Sharks. Remember, this is the month of the trophy in the British Basketball League. Well, you can see Jordan Taylor on Sunday at 3 p.m. as they'll be taking on Teddy Buckets and the Leicester Riders. On Plymouth City Patriots, shout out to everybody at the Plymouth City Patriots. They'll be hosting the Caledonia Gladiators. Of course, no doubt, Paul James will be watching that game closely. Sheffield Sharks on Sky next Thursday will be taking on the Caledonia Gladiators. The month of January, the trophy month here in the British Basketball League.
Another turnover forced by Caledonia and another empty possession on the offensive end. That's deflating as a player when you get that aggression and you can't just do it. That's Patrick Whelan, a big play right there. Gets the unsportsmanlike. LaQuincy Rideau a little loose with the ball. Patrick Whelan is good at that, a really aggressive defender. He got me last week, made me dribble it off my leg. Just need to convert now.
Well, here's the turnover. Well, it is the last player. There is a bit of contact, and I guess at this level, it does justify it because you probably would see that called at any other level.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. No defender back, and you know, in the NBA, obviously, it's a clear path. Right here, it's just no defender back. If there's no one behind the play, you have to call that there. I think the officials got it right. It's Patrick Whelan. A rare miss from the free throw line as he's shooting 84% on the season.
Well, it's been a very, very tough game here in the fourth quarter for Caledonia. So Whelan makes the second one. 9-point deficit with 3:10 to go.
And still plenty of time. No need to panic. You just forced 3 turnovers in less than 45 seconds. Just need to convert, and there it is right there. Go to the mismatch.
Whelan pump fakes now, pulls up for 3 off the dribble. It's up, and again, just no good. Well, you know, going to what you just said, I don't think defense is an issue for Caledonia. It's just finding productivity on offense.
Finding productivity on offense, and there you had the mismatch. Another turnover by Rideau, and there's the productivity right there. But on the last possession, if you're Clifton Moore, go score over Skylar White. You have the advantage. Go finish over him.
Well, I think that might be 4 turnovers they've now Forces now White going for three, number 6 in the second half. Hits the side of the backboard. Caledonia's defense causing problems. But their offense caused problems themselves. Now get another offensive board. Polizza, this will be big. Takes it, got it! Big time three. What was a 10-point ball game now is only a 2-possession ball game. Caledonia's defense has been relentless, JT.
Caledonia picked up the pressure on defense. They've turned Quincy Rideau over 3 times in the last minute. And a questionable shot there from Skylar White. Finally see something go through the net with the 3 from Polizza. He's keen on making big shots.
Again, it's just been turnover after turnover. Just the inability to take care of the rock under pressure.
That can happen. You're up 10. You mentally, naturally as a player, you're up 10, 3 minutes left. You have all the momentum. You naturally relax. And I think that's what you saw specifically from LaQuincy Rideau. You kind of think the game is over. You know, you have these lapses. Next thing you know, 1 turnover, 2 turnovers, and the lead is cut from 10 to 4 in a matter of seconds, a matter of minutes, excuse me. And now we have ourselves a ball game.
Well, that, of course, was the 6th three-pointer of the night for Caledonia, and the 4th one for Lucas Polizza. And again, I got to tell you, the first time I saw him play was when he was with your former teammate, Wojtek Ruban. They were playing in Iranimburg in the Czech Republic. And it's taken him a bit of time to adapt, because when you're so used to a very heavy, predominant Euro game, when you're playing in the Basketball Champions League, to the fast pace and unpredictability of the British Basketball League, once you finally get that groove, it then becomes your domain.
Absolutely. And, you know, like you mentioned, European basketball is different just in the pace of play, the structure a little bit. But Caledonia, Coach Murray has brought that element of European basketball. And I think as Polizza's adapted within the system and the team is adapted to the league, I think he's become more and more comfortable.
Well, that was the question I got asked about you coming last year, because you just come from Romania with UBC Cluj-Napoca. And somebody asked me, is he going to be able to adapt to playing at the speed and pace of the British Basketball League? And my response to that was, well, let me tell you something. He was guarding Yuki Togashi in the Japanese B League. For those who don't know who that is, he's probably one of the fastest basketball players in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I play with Matt Morgan, so, but yeah, he's up there, but also different. I grew up in America. I grew up playing that style of play as well, so it's a little bit different when you grow up playing in a European system. But now if you're Cheshire right here, get the ball, I guess it's Cam Christian, go downhill, attack the rim, get a high percentage shot, and there you go. Cam Christian's done a great job all night attacking the rim, and tough matchup there with Whelan, but he wins it.
Well, Christian's been great tonight. He's going to the free throw line. The foul is on Prince Amwas. That is now the bonus, so any more fouls will be going to the free throw line. Well, that's a tough one there, because Patrick Whelan trying to get into good space, had his hands up. I don't know, JT, I'll let you decide.
I think it was the right call. Cam Christian, really crafty play there. Patrick Whelan did get his hands up, but Cam Christian closed his space down and kind of lodged Whelan's arms into his own. Really, really crafty play there. And that's one of his strengths. He's a really good one-on-one player, really crafty, getting in the paint, as we've mentioned. He's had a heck of a night, but another missed free throw from Cheshire. 9 of 22 on the night.
I was about to say that. You make half of those. This game is double-digit lead. It's probably over by now.
Yeah, it's going to be something that you look up at if this game goes the other way, and you're going to be sick about it after the game.
But then if you win it, Gareth Murray's going to be thinking, how do we lose to a team that missed 13 free throws?
Yeah, that's definitely. I don't know if that's going to be his thought. You know, I think sometimes as a coach you're more analyzing the X's and O's, but definitely probably be a passing thought.
Bothwell will be going to the free throw line. That's a tough one there. It is on LaQuincy Rideau. That's his 4th personal foul, so one more, and he will have a shower very early.
That's as good as LaQuincy Rideau is getting hands on the ball, and he's the best in the league at it, no question. You know, in that situation, maybe just make Bothwell finish through you, finish through the contact instead of going after the ball. Don't bail him out. He's had a tough time finishing around the rim tonight. Only 4 for 8 in the paint, which is 50%, but he's missed a couple bunnies.
Another missed free throw. The offensive ball, Clifton Moore Jr. goes up and all of a sudden becomes a 3-point play. It was a 10-point ball game less than a minute ago. Now it has been cut down to 2.
offensive rebounds have hurt both teams.
Plenty of time left. Neither team wants to commit a foul. Prince almost maybe just needs to. Quincy Rideau goes in, sends almost down to the baseline. What a play.
Tough move from Quincy Rideau. He gets downhill. Not even a Euro step, really a side step. That's tough. That's a really skilled move by Quincy Rideau.
Well, almost nowhere to go. The help side defense of Skylar White finds Politza. Politza now, tough fadeaway. That's a little too short. Not the offense Caledonia wanted, JT.
Not the one you wanted, and then not the foul. Well, not a bad foul there, actually. The way Cheshire shooting free throws, and as we mentioned, Quincy Rideau, 50% from the line. But good individual defense on that last possession by Cheshire. Everybody stayed home. You end up with Prince Ensues with the ball. Again, late game execution from Caledonia offensively has been a little tough. Missing Ian DeBose, I think, has played into that. But to me, Clifton Moore has to touch the ball in that situation. He's at 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And he hasn't touched it a lot in the second half, specifically the fourth quarter.
He's 1 rebound and 5 assists away potentially from a triple-double. Now, he made a good point. He's missed 4 free throws tonight, so if he makes a second one, potentially, and I mean potentially, it could be a 2-possession ball game. So for Caledonia, if you get a good look from the perimeter, you make it, all you need is 1 stop. You could potentially tie it up, of course. You're within the margin.
Could tie it up, but still, again, 1:15 left is plenty of time. You get a quick score, you can get a quick 2, get a stop. And shout out to Quincy Rideau, airballed the free throw earlier in the game. It shows what kind of competitor he is, stepping up and knocking down both after struggling from the line this year.
Well, Bothwell off one screen, finds Almos. Whelan trying to attack. Police from the corner, nowhere to go here. Almos has got to make this. 3 is up, that's off the backboard. Did he call bank? I don't think it matters, JT.
It does not matter. 3 points is 3 points. Doesn't matter how you get to it. 1 possession game. Again, almost overpassed Polizza with a heck of a steal.
Well, Whelan can tie the game up. It's a, oh, baby! Are you kidding me? It was a 6-point ball game moments ago, but momentarily, we're all tied up, baby.
What a sequence. The bank 3, good defense from Cheshire. They were scrambling, they forced a tough shot. Anwas got it to go again. Caledonia almost overpassed. Polizza with a heady play to get his hands on the ball, and Whelan, great patience, knocks down the 3. Again, you have to find shooters in transition or after steals, but that's just a tough situation there for Cheshire. Gotten very loose with the ball.
Cheshire Phoenix choking under intense pressure. But can Quincy Rideau restore a bit of order? 6 3-pointers tonight for Skylar White. Prince almost knows he wants to go for that tray ball. There it is, pump fakes. Another huge 3, it's up, no good. Caledonia, well, they're gonna get the last shot. Either they're gonna take the win or we're going into overtime. Deja vu moment, just like the final last season when Caledonia won on the buzzer. Bothwell now, sizing up, turns it over. Oh, Phoenix can go for it, it's up! Well, we are going into overtime. No buzzer beater tonight. What an unbelievable game. JT, what did we sign up for tonight?
I don't even think we know. A crazy sequence to end the game. We've seen some wild finishes in the British Basketball League this year, but this one, I don't know if it tops it, but it's up there with the other ones.
Well, we're all tied up. Well, this could have won the game. Now, was there a foul here? Oh, JT, it's tough. There was a bit of contact, baby.
You can maybe. I think Quincy Rideau tried to sell it. Smart play by him, maybe, but you can't call that if you're an official in that situation. I don't think there was enough contact. If you're Caledonia with the chance to win the game, as here it is again. Yeah, no, I think
it's on Rideau, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been a bigger case for an offensive foul.
Rideau, I think, is lucky. Yeah.
Quincy Rideau, I think in that situation, has got to go for the make. Don't try and foul bait there. Just try and go up strong. But you know, it's a bang bang play.
Well, I'm going to give you an old reference. Remember Reggie Miller at the Garden back in 1995? Here's the first one, right? That's the bank board. But then the defense. confusion. Oh, it's only 2 3-pointers, but that may have just saved their opening game in the British Basketball League Trophy.
That definitely did, and he missed the steal from Lucas Paliza, but great job by him, heady play. Again, Cheshire just relaxed there at the end of regulation, the last 4 minutes. 6 turnovers for Cheshire to allow the 15-5 run by Caledonia. Late in the game, questionable again, that's where he missed Ian DeBose. That's his time, that's his shot. He likes to get into those step backs, he likes to get downhill. They elect to go with Bothwell, a great defensive play by Rideau. I'd like to see the ball in the hands of Patrick Whelan in that situation.
Well, of course, I know Paul Nicholson and the Plymouth City Patriots probably quite happy knowing this game's going into overtime, knowing who they'll be playing next up, of course. But shout out to everybody at the Plymouth City Patriots. But he cannot be too happy right now, JT. He must be infuriated. They should have this game in the bag, going into the change room and heading home back to Ellesmere Port.
10-point lead, 4 minutes left. You know, LaQuincy Rideau has been great all night. 6 steals, 5 assists, 9 rebounds, 14 points, but he did get a little loose with the ball, as you see Caledonia does, and this is where Cheshire's good. Turnovers, Aaron Ray in transition, and it's going to be a foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Again, both teams, of course, just choking under a little bit of pressure at the moment. But 2 big free throws coming up for Aaron Ray. Well, again, Basel fans, if you are watching live on the YouTube stream, please let us know in the votes. Who is winning this game in overtime? Will it be the Cheshire Phoenix, or will it be the British Basketball League defending trophy champions, Caledonia Gladiators? Also, let us know in the live chat, who are you supporting? Are you supporting Cheshire, or are you supporting Caledonia?
Aaron Rye gets in on the free throws with the miss. 80% for him from the line. Quiet night for him, but he's done a great job leading them, being unselfish, getting other guys involved. 6 assists, 0 turnovers. He's had 12 turnovers in his last 2 games.
1-point lead to the Phoenix. Moore now fancying this mismatch. Goes for the tough fadeaway, but again, no problem. You said it. Why doesn't Jordan Taylor become head coach of the British Basketball League?
There's a lot of great coaches, Gareth Murray being one of them. Get the ball inside to Clifton Moore against Skylar White. That is a mismatch every day of the week.
Well, Chagwa's getting a call for the traveling violation. Good triple team coming from the Caledonia Gladiators.
On Cheshire's side, I don't know if that's the matchup you want to attack. I don't know if you want to attack Clifton Moore one-on-one. I know Chargois got to him a couple times. He'd had a tough time finishing around the basket tonight, 6 for 14 inside the paint. I think you want to attack Paliza or one of the weaker defenders on the Gladiators.
Well, Basel fans, it's all over between the Newcastle Eagles and the Manchester Giants. The Eagles come up with a big victory on Sky Sports at home. 14-point lead against the Manchester Giants. Now, another team, you know, London Lions lost to this season already in the league, that was the Newcastle Eagles. The Eagles are a good team. I think the Eagles have just had to find their time this season to really adapt to the new personnel they've had. But, you know, in my mind, they'll be a contender in the playoffs.
Absolutely, and they have an abundance of talent. You know, when you have that much individual talent, sometimes it takes time to mesh, as you mentioned, and guys have to find their new roles, as most of those guys are used to being the main options on their team. As Bothwell knocks down the free throw, great job by him. Again, he's the one who attacked Skylar White this time. Caledonia has figured out their offensive game plan, which is all night seemed to be attack Skylar White, and they've had a lot of success when they stick to that.
Well, another missed free throw, but a 2-point lead to Caledonia. Cheshire need a response. Rideau finds Chagwa in the corner. White's got 6 threes. Again, just can't get it.
You go back again to that tough White. When he's in rhythm, those threes are like layups. You go back to that 3 at the end of the 3rd quarter when he forced a shot, and he hasn't really hit one since then. Good defense there by White, containing Patrick Whelan. Here's Cam Christen in the open floor where he's tough and one. He's been a monster all night long.
This guy just gets to the bucket whenever, wherever he wants, and he is becoming the sultan of getting and ones. It's a smooth little finger roll he has up in the air.
It's the balance, it's the body control, it's the athleticism. When he takes contact in the paint, it doesn't really faze him. He plays right through it. finishes that one with a chance to cut the lead to 1.
Well, he is speechless at the moment because his team could have gone up by 2 possessions. Well, the basket has counted.
Excuse me. It's possession chance to go up 1. Excuse me.
Well, the officials just trying to decide the outcome to happen. Of course, the basket did count from Cam Christen's penetration. Well, we've just been told now the basket will not count. Possession will go back to the Caledonia Gladiators. So Cam Christen went for the penetration, but a technical was called against the Caledonia Gladiators. Bothell trying to penetrate, finds Onwas. Well, now going in and around the defense. Again, the tip in no good. Well, a chance now for Cheshire to take the lead.
Lisa got away with the foul there.
A bit of a circus shot there from LaQuincy Rideau, but the follow-up. Aaron Rye battling again, just can't get it. Clifton.
What a play by Clifton Moore.
I'll say, what did we see there? Referee's just delayed game because there is a wet spot on the floor. Well, Basel fans, going back to the previous play, what we assumed was going to be an and 1 for Cam Christen to go to the free throw line. The basket did count, and the technical foul was indeed called against the Cheshire Phoenix in the process, so hence why we didn't have the free throws. The foul was technical was called on number 23, Ethan Chagwa. So we're locked in at 92 apiece.
Crazy sequence right there. More offensive rebounds from Cheshire. Aaron Rye couldn't convert around the rim. And a crazy defensive rebound for Clifton Moore. Everybody's leaving it all out here.
Well, Caledonia with a chance to retake the lead. We're all locked in at 92 apiece. Whelan fakes the pass, finds Clifton Moore Jr. goes up, and I think Caledonia calling for an unsportsmanlike, but I think the officials, well, I think they will keep this as a regular foul, so probably no upgrade coming.
Coach Murray has kept that little wrinkle in his bag the whole night, went with stack action, otherwise called Spain, as Caledonia wanted the unsportsmanlike. I like the non-call for the unsportsmanlike. It looked like he was going for the ball, acrobatic by Moore, but the stack action, I think, caught Cheshire off guard, where the screener out of the pick and roll put Patrick Whelan in an isolation, a closeout situation with Aaron Rye. Advantage Caledonia, and a great decision by Whelan.
So I know you like the no call there, but that looked like a clothesline to me.
Yeah, it did, but I think, you know, sometimes you go for the ball and you just miss. I don't like when those get called. I know it might be the right call to call it unsportsmanlike, but I just, you know, you're playing hard. It's a close game. We're in overtime. I hate to see the referees decide the game. I thought a great no call by the officials there.
Well, Prince Onwas started to wrap his arms around Skylar White, so I think 2 free throws now coming up as Prince Onwas has fouled out of the game. His night has finished as he gets a standing ovation from the local fans.
8.6 rebounds, 4 steals for Onwas. Heck of a night for him. Left it all out there. Interesting substitution for bring on Fraser Malcolm. You know, Trent Buttrick has not played tonight. Not sure. Didn't get any report on could be an injury. That seems like the likely substitution there, but Fraser Malcolm has been given good minutes, creating extra possessions, playing really hard for Gladiators all night.
There's Trent Buttrick right now. Not quite sure why he hasn't featured tonight.
He would help against this Cheshire team. He averages 6 rebounds in 18 minutes.
Wheeling back to Clifton Moore Jr. Goes up, avoids the block, but again, just can't finish. Cheshire regained possession, leading by 1 point.
Going to that spread ball screen, Cheshire's doing a good job at making it tough on finish. Again, I would like to see them just throw it on the block and let Clifton Moore play one-on-one as Rideau just puts Fraser Malcolm under the rim.
That's the bully play we talked about.
That's the bully play. It gives the rock a baby celebration. After that, it's a tough matchup for Fraser Malcolm. And if you're Cheshire, that's what you want to do. That's the weakest defender on the floor for Caledonia. Attack him, and another steal. Here's Aaron Rye.
Getting rejected while Bothwell just said, not in my house. What a block.
Big play by Michael Bothwell. Never give up on a play.
Bothwell now can't get it. Followed by Clifton Moore Jr. cutting it down to a 1-possession ball game. Huge play by Bothwell.
Huge play, a great job attacking the rim there. Skylar White went for the block. Someone has to help Skylar White when he goes to contest the shot. Someone has to check out his man, Rideau, getting in his bag now.
Woo! Well, Rideau is just working magic on the floor at the moment. 16 points, 10 rebounds, and he's 5 assists away, potentially, from a triple-double. But that's probably not going to happen tonight. Caledonia down by 3. Wheelan, another 3 to tie it up. Again, no good. There's the foul. Again, JT, was that the right thing to do? Because, you know, 14 seconds difference between game and shot clock, you probably could come up with a stop. Well, here's that rejection. No in mi casa, pas chez moi. Just get out of here. Take that back to Ellesmere Port. You are not welcome.
Talked at the top of the broadcast, guards are too small for Aaron Rye, and Michael Bothwell is proving us wrong. He goes up top, meets him at the summit.
Well, Rye misses the first free throw. If he makes this one, it will be a 4-point ball game, but if he misses it, Caledonia still with a chance. No problem on the second one. 99-95, as Gareth Murray will call timeout. He'll talk it over. .6 seconds left here in the game.
Yeah. Down 4, 36 seconds left. You have plenty of time. You can go for a quick 2, especially the way Cheshire's shooting free throws right now. You don't have to go for a 3. To your point, you mentioned Patrick Whelan shooting that pull-up 3. Because it's Patrick Whelan, I don't think you mind it too much. He hit one to tie it at the end of regulation. But now, again, they're going to draw something up, going downhill, attacking Skylar White most likely with a ball screen or potentially with Clifton Moore inside. But that's been the game plan all night, is to try and exploit his defensive inability, I'll say, all night long. And Skylar White's done a good job. Hats off to him at standing up at times and coming up with big stops and making things difficult with finishes around the rim.
You know, credit to Cheshire as well, because they choked at the end of regulation. You know, that confidence from Caledonia could have transpired here in the overtime play, but it just hasn't gone that way. Cheshire collectively, they've stayed together. 15 missed free throws tonight. They win this game. That's big, as they go for another quick 3, and again, it's just not dropping. Now they find Fraser Malcolm. They get it back. Well, they got to go quick. Clifton Moore Jr. going baseline. Now it's down to a 2-point ball game. 25.9 as now Ben Thomas. He's going to call timeout. Well, Caledonia just not giving up, JT.
Never say die. Both these teams playing extremely hard. They know what's at stake. Some seeding for some hardware. Means a lot to these guys, clearly, as it does to all of us players. But Lucas Poliza again with the tap out, making big plays, making the little plays that don't necessarily show up. I guess that one does show up on a stat sheet, but doesn't really get much notice on the highlights. But the tap out at the end of regulation, the steal at the end of regulation, and then another tap out there to give your team a chance.
Now, if you're Cheshire, you don't advance the ball, do you? 2 seconds difference between game and shot clock. That's what happened last season in the final between these two.
Yeah, the rule now is when you advance it, it goes to 14. So definitely take it out underneath your own. But
Listen, if he's stupid, he's gonna show. You have to show. Come on,
26.2 seconds left. Double-double for Clifton Moore Jr. 10 points. 10 rebounds, excuse me, 25 points. He's had a game. Now it has happened. Look, Cheshire are advancing the ball. So Caledonia don't need a foul. This is what happened in the final last year.
yeah, they advanced the ball, so it cuts 10 seconds off the shot clock from 24 to 14, and a 12-second differential instead of 2. But again, look for them to get the ball to someone going downhill, most likely LaQuincy Rideau or Cam Kristen.
7 here on the shot clock. LaQuincy Rideau now isolates, goes up, and again misses. Caledonia, well, deja vu moment. They were down again last season in the final against this team. Could it be the same? But again, Bothwell just turns it over. Oh, JT, no deja vu celebrations here for Caledonia, but that man there, what a big defensive play.
LaQuincy Rideau, his 6th steal of the game. It is deja vu because he did the same thing at the end of regulation, just deja vu for the Phoenix. Stands up again with the game on the line. Gets in the pockets of Michael Bothwell. He'll go to the line to try and seal it. Game's not over yet. LaQuincy Rideau, 50% free throw shooter. Leads the league in steals. Big plays by him all night long.
What I'm just quite perplexed about, these two teams in the final last year. He calls a timeout in this very similar situation, advances the ball. But that timeout advancing it was what enabled Caledonia to have a chance to win the game, which they did. The same thing happens tonight. Now, granted, if he makes his free throw, it's all over.
He misses this free throw. Yep,
Well, he got to go quick
miss.
now. 2.8. Clifton Moore puts up a prayer, and there you have it. Cheshire Phoenix escape last season's finals. The second place runners-up win the game in their opening game of the British Basketball League Trophy between Cheshire Phoenix and the Caledonia Gladiators. Oh, what a nerve-wracking ending. Cheshire, of course, collectively getting there, but it's a game you can't explain, JT. 15 missed free throws, a lot of turnovers on both ends, but, you know, it's a roller coaster back and forth between these two teams.
Hard-fought game, really even game. You know, Cheshire jumped out early, was out rebounding Caledonia. Caledonia hit back. Then, you know, Caledonia goes through a dry spell without Ian DeBose, kind of lost their rhythm offensively. And then late in the game, some heroics and some aggressive defense allowed Caledonia to close the gap. But in the end, it was LaQuincy Rideau making big plays for Cheshire.
Well, again, some great players here tonight, JT, but yeah, it's a tough one because so many players stepped up. I mean, we saw the case, 5 3-pointers in the second half for Skylar White, but, you know, who's been your player of the game?
It's changed a couple times. A lot of worthy candidates, but LaQuincy Rideau, that man right there, 18 points, 11 rebounds from the 6-foot guard, 5 assists, and 6 steals from the league leader in steals. And at these type of games, when the game's on the line, sometimes it's not X's and O's, it's just who's going to make a play. And that man made several plays for the Phoenix down the stretch.
Well, there are the Cheshire Phoenix fans traveling, but LaQuincy Rideau, as you mentioned, the player of the game here in the British Basketball League Trophy matchup, he was phenomenal. Let's call him the bully. He just goes wherever, whenever he wants. And that, you know, effective LaQuincy step, I want to call this one. No one's able to stop him.
And when he's playing downhill like that, he's tough to stop. You know, he gets in the paint. You can't help off of him because they have so many shooters around. That's the advantage. He knows that. He puts his shoulder into you. He does the LaQuincy step, as you say, and then finishes at the rim. Made the biggest thing, made free throw, 50% free throw shooter. It's only 7 for 12 on the night, but made his last 3 out of 4 with the game on the line. He's a heck of a competitor, and he guided Cheshire to the victory tonight.
Well, key fixtures coming up in the British Basketball League Trophy this month. It's going to be a very exciting time. Well, we started off with London Lions, a big victory at home against the Newcastle Eagles. Leicester Riders with a huge win at home against the Flyers. Caledonia Gladiators falling short against Cheshire Phoenix, a rematch of last season's final on Sky Sports. Newcastle Eagles winning by 14 at home. Well, tomorrow, big game. Surrey Scorchers, they'll be hosting Sheffield Sharks, a bit of the old foe between those two teams. While on Sunday, a classic rivalry, London Lions, you get to see Jordan Taylor as his team will take on the Leicester Riders. While the final game, a big shout out to everybody at the Plymouth City Patriots as they will be hosting the Caledonia Gladiators. There are your fixtures this week in the month of January, the month of the trophy here in the British Basketball League. Well, Ben Thomas, once a fan of this team when they were known as the Chester Jets, was a fan in 2002 at Wembley Arena when they won the trophy, but now holds the realm of head coach. That wonderful fan base. A shout out to everybody at Ellesmere Port. I mean, what a great club Cheshire Phoenix are. They've won this competition. They came second place last year, and what a great game it was tonight.
Amazing game. As we mentioned, really hard fought by both sides. When you get down to it, coaches can't overanalyze. They didn't. They let their players play. Patrick Whelan, big three. Clifton Moore, big rebound. Paliza, Cam Christian had big finishes. Everybody chipped in. Skylar White. And in the end, again, shout out to the player of the game, LaQuincy Rideau, made big play after big play offensively and defensively and showed his worth.
Well, Basel fans, we'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight in the British Basketball League. This is the month of the January Trophy. Again, I'm Josh Bett. Here's Jordan Taylor. We'll see you for more games. Good night and goodbye.